Part 10. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 91. There was a moment of silence around, as if all the sound had been taken away by the flow of people. Pei Menzies' words stopped abruptly. His ears buzzed a bit, but he didn't slow down what Yu Yao had just called. Pei Menzies watched helplessly as the disabled person he said got closer and closer, until he was in front of him. The man is surprisingly young. His eyebrows were cold, and his face was handsome. The surrounding lights dyed his face a gleaming white, diluting the aggressive aura of his body, but the fierce killing aura was vaguely visible. Pei Menzies couldn't help shivering. Yu Yao's footsteps were completely fixed in place, and the last bit of happiness in his heart disappeared without a trace. He pursed his lips, hiding the shock in his eyes, and called out again, "Ninth uncle." The wheelchair then stopped for a moment. "Shi Yan, why are your three nephews here?" Shen Xingyun naturally saw Yu Yao. "Oh, I remember, when I remember the information about Miss Si at that time, it seemed that he was the person Miss Si was after." As soon as these words came out, the surrounding air became cold. Yu Xian raised her eyes slightly, her light amber pupils as deep as the sea. Feng San staggered, "Young Master Shen, don't talk nonsense." "Is that what I heard wrong?" Shen Xingyun thought thoughtfully, "I'll ask when I go back." Yu Yao frowned and directly distanced himself, "Mr. Shen, I have nothing to do with the person you mentioned." In any case, he didn't want Yu Xian to know that there was any past between him and Si fucking. Originally, he bowed his head in front of Yu Xian, and he could no longer be caught by Yu Xian. Mr. Yu was demanding of him. Of course it was impossible to allow him to be involved with an 18th-tier female star. Simply put, it doesn't fit. "It's not important, it's your friend, right?" Shen Xingyun smiled, "Your friend is amazing. You say that Shi Yan is disabled. As the saying goes, like things gather together, people are divided into groups. What are your friends, what are you like, right?" As soon as these words came out, Yu Yao's face changed. Pei Menzies hurriedly apologized, "Mr. Shen, I didn't mean it, I didn't mean that." "What's wrong with the disabled?" Shen Xingyun smiled again, and said the next sentence to Yu Yao, "Why, do you really despise the disabled, or do you despise your ninth uncle?" Yu Yao's expression changed completely. Yu Xian was at least able to walk in the early years, but after the age of 10, her leg disease worsened and she couldn't move at all. There are many rumors in the 49 city. Including Yu Yao, they respected Yu Xian on the face, and looked down on him in private, but no one put it on the surface. Now that Shen Xingyun directly exposed it, Yu Yao only felt an unprecedented embarrassment. He frowned and pursed his lips, "Mr. Shen, I have always respected ninth uncle, and I never thought of it." Shen Xingyun just smiled and didn't respond. Yu Xian didn't even look here. Yu Yao's fingers tightened, clenched into fists and released. In the end, he still bent down and lowered his noble head, "Ninth uncle, my friend is rude and disrespectful to you. I'm really sorry, I'm sorry." Pei Menzies also apologized together. Yu Xian propped her jaw, her brows and eyes were slack, and she didn't look at Yu Yao from beginning to end. He said lightly, "Let's go." Feng San pushed the wheelchair forward. The three leave. Yu Yao stood on the spot, his face was blue and white, and the blue veins on his forehead were violent. Yu Xian didn't say anything, but he could feel the deep sense of humiliation. Although he and Yu Xian are a generation apart, because they are only 3 or 4 years apart, they are often compared. Yu Yao hated others saying how he was inferior to his genius uncle. What he hated even more was Yu Xian herself. Yu Xian seemed to have an innate superiority. It was clearly contempt for him just now and ignored him. Yu Yao's fists clenched even tighter and his jaw tensed. A disabled person, why? Pei Menzies was so embarrassed. "Ah Yao, I'm so rude, you've been scolded, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I didn't expect your ninth uncle to be so. He had never been to Sijukan, let alone entered Yu's house. I have always heard Yu Yao mention Yu Zion, but I never thought that Yu Zion was not the decadent in the rumors, but Yu ending Yu Ezi, pure and noble. The 9 sons of the Yu family in the 4 cities really lived up to their reputation. It's nothing. Yu Yao frowned, but why did he come to the city and still be here? Yu Zion had never really been interested in art, and the Yu family's banquets also left early, but he went to the museum more often. Youth is also chased by a group of young fans, and it is not a concert of the king and queen. Who knows? Pei Menzi shook his head and sighed, your ninth uncle is such a pity. If Yu Zion's legs are not broken, I am afraid that he will be the ruler of the 4 cities in the future. The Yu family's struggle for power can compete with the dangers of the ancient prince's struggle for succession. It is a pity that Yu Zion was directly deprived of the inheritance right because of her leg disease. It is already foreseeable that after the next generation succeeds, his life will not be smooth. It's a pity, Yu Yao said lightly, I'm born, I can't blame anyone. Pei Menzi wiped his sweat and muttered, your ninth uncle is too powerful. I thought I was seeing the emperor, but I almost knelt down just now. Yu Yao was non-committal about this. He withdrew his gaze, let's go too. In the private parking lot, Sci-fi also successfully joined Yu Zion. She raised her hand, her fox eyes were curved, and she looked well behaved. Boss, look at me, I have a good job. Feng San's forehead jumped. Miss C's appearance is too deceptive. He had known her for so long, and every time he saw her face, he couldn't associate her with the strange girl who beat up the reckless man. If it is a stranger, I am afraid that I have been deceived. Yu Zion hummed, you sang well today. Just sing a few words. Sci-fi's eyes were bright. Boss, do you want to listen to the Majesty? I can sing it for you seriously. Shen Xingyun was puzzled, the Majesty is. Feng San hurriedly said before he asked, Miss Si, it's getting late, I'll take you back to the apartment. Sci still looked at Yu Zion. It's getting late. Yu Zion smiled lightly, go back to rest early. Oh, that's fine. Sci was very disappointed, I'm leaving. Shen Xingyun couldn't bear her look of loneliness anymore. He turned his head, Shi Yan, why don't you just let? Yu Zion glanced at him. Shen Xingyun shut up. Yu Tang took Sci-fi's arm, Ching, let's go, I'll listen to you sing. Feng San immediately followed. Ching, don't be sad, my ninth uncle just doesn't understand the style. Yu Tang was indignant, what do you sing to him, that is to sing to the stone. No, I'm not sad. Sci sighed, I'm just thinking, I'm really not for the honey trap. In the past, when T18 was on a mission for intelligence, she broke the situation violently, and her third senior sister relied on abduction. When will she be able to deceive people? Yu Tang was confused, honey trap. The honey trap, in layman's terms, is a beauty trick. Sci said lazily, it seems that I need to practice more. Yu Tang. Ching used the beauty trick, her ninth uncle was indifferent. Her ninth uncle, she really still can't, right? Here. After Feng San sent Sci and Yu Tang away, Shen Xingyun couldn't hold back, but asked his doubts, what is prestige? Yu Zion's expression was cool, I have the means to check it myself. Okay, I'll check it out. Shen Xingyun touched her nose and started searching on her phone. After finding out, Shen Xingyun. Yuan, so, is Shi Yan good for this? It seems he is conservative. Shen Xingyun rubbed his brows. There are a lot of things he received today, and he needs to digest it. At this time, Tianol Media headquarters. A phone call came in, it was Lu Yan's agent. Hey, Mr. Luo, it's not good, there's a public performance, you can take a look, we're looking for a chance to remedy it. After hearing this, Manager Luo suppressed his anger, Go and call Feng Piazi for me. The special assistant goes down immediately. A few minutes later, he took Feng Piazi and returned. Come, take a look. Manager Luo slapped the documents in his hand on the table heavily. How many times this SI fucking has broken the company's affairs? Count it. Can you count it yourself? Feng Piazi's face flushed red. Luo, President Luo, me. As an agent, she took SI fucking for 2 years, but she didn't know SI fucking at all. Then see for yourself. Manager Luo turned the computer over and put it in front of her. Look, she can play, you don't know. Feng Pei took a deep breath after reading it, his throat trembling. Is this really what she sang? You are too embarrassed to ask. Manager Luo laughed angrily. You are her agent. Feng Piazi was so dizzy after being scolded that she couldn't say a word. The company needs to solve this matter as soon as possible, and it can't affect Luyan. Manager Luo said coldly. I called you here to tell you that the company won't protect SI fucking, you better know it. Yes, what are you doing to protect her? Feng Piazi said in a low voice. What variety show did Daxiatai invite her to appear on? I refused directly. That's right. Manager Luo's expression softened a bit. The company doesn't need a disobedient artist. Even if she is capable and disobedient, that's not what we want to praise. Feng Piazi agreed. In the entertainment industry, the most taboo thing is that artists go their own way and don't listen to what their brokerage companies say. But SI fucking is somewhat useful. When it runs out, send it to any boss's bed in exchange for some benefits, and then keep it in the freezer. Mr. Luo, this is what I think. When Meng Meng's acting career is on the right track, the Star Girl group should also be disbanded. Feng Piazi continued. When the time comes, we will prepare a variety show for them, and let SI fucking set off Meng Meng. Meng. Okay, Manager Luo responded. Meng Shui is very lovable, and the other 2 members are also good. This Zhang Changning. He frowned. It is undeniable that in terms of appearance, Zhang Changning is the best looking one in the Starry Girl group, except for SI fucking. It's a pity that there is no self-motivation, and it is not worth cultivating. Manager Luo waved his hand, too lazy to say, go down. Feng Piazi didn't dare to stay any longer and left immediately. Go, find a public relations manager and suppress Luyan's negative news as quickly as possible. Manager Luo instructed lightly, no matter what means you use. The special assistant nodded, then that mue. It doesn't matter. Manager Luo snorted coldly, if success is not enough, failure is more than failure. Let him pack up and get out. Special help. This is completely cut off the star path. Back to being an amateur, things in the entertainment industry have nothing to do with Makino. The special assistant collected the documents and went to prepare. As early as in the middle of the performance, related entries were already on the hot search. Hashtag SI fucking, the Ballad of Mountain Ghosts hashtag. Hashtag SI fucking, fairy opera hashtag. Hashtag SI fucking, like the king hashtag. 3 of the top 5 hot searches on the entertainment page were firmly occupied by SI fucking. Absolutely, this opera style is really good. I learned opera, and SI fucking has definitely practiced it. The Ballad of Mountain Ghosts has SI fucking amazing. Look at the recent cover songs, what are they sung? The essence of the original version is lost, and finally I hear an original version that can be heard. Does anyone pick SI fucking? Did someone pull me into the fan base? Many fans are licking their faces. But at the same time, the Water Army under TNL Media also started to act. Unfair competition. SI fucking's behavior of using power for personal gain is totally unfair to the 6 members of the Luyan group. I demand that the result of the first performance be voided. SI fucking is really disgusting to play this game. He knows that there is a group of students who want to perform the Ballad of the Mountain Ghost, so he came to sing the Ballad of the Mountain Ghost. If you really want to encourage the students, why don't you sing your own class, the group's track in Paradise? The family burst into laughter. Do you want her to sing English songs? Does she speak English? 9-year compulsory education slips through the net, and still speaks English. Say something, let me hear it. After watching the beginning, I was disappointed. Thank you for your tickets and rewards, love you = 3 = see you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 92. Please make Sci-fucking a vase quietly, don't mix anything, thank you. One thing to say, the Ballad of Mountain Ghosts sung by Sci-fucking is far worse than the original song, right? She didn't sing very well. If Gilu was still in the circle, he would definitely not let a 9-leaf fish sing her song. Strongly request a rematch. Sci-fucking is using his position as a mentor to canvass Yu for votes, and he also specifically suppresses Lu Yan. I won't say who came over with a sour smell, you will be jealous of my wife who is beautiful and can sing. Laughing to death, if I remember correctly, it was Mue who challenged Sci-fucking first as a student, right? If she doesn't sing, you say that she doesn't know anything, and the sunspots have said everything. How can you do this? I used to bully Sci-fucking to lose fans and abuse him arbitrarily, tell you, not now, door. The popularity on the internet is rapidly increasing, and the sailors under HandsomeMaleLead have also gone to the official Weibo of Sci-fucking and youth. In order to ensure that Sci-fucking would not be affected by these malicious harassing comments, fans began to send photos of their own cats and dogs, and then occupy the front row through likes. At the same time, the youth program team also received a call from the headquarters of HandsomeMaleLead. It was manager Luo who called. He has been in charge of connecting with the show crew. The planner frowned and listened, a little incredulous. Boss Luo wants to rematch. Do you know how hard and crazy it is? The reason why the program team agreed to some conditions of HandsomeMaleLead is also because it is profitable. But this time, HandsomeMaleLead's request seemed a little vexatious. The third episode can be said to be the perfect ending. Originally, because it was the first performance, the planning was well prepared for many emergencies. Makino suggested to Sci-fucking that the battle was not in their plan. Fortunately, it was resolved smoothly in the end, and the popularity of the performance was raised by another level. The planning is also very grateful to Sci-fucking now. That's right, Mr. Luo, you should also know that performing and recording and editing are completely different. The planner lit a cigarette and said indifferently, what is played is what it is, and there is no way to save it through editing. The rematch you asked for is even more impossible. We only have 10 episodes of the show. This is not because the referee made a mistake in a sports competition. How can a rematch be possible? At the end of the call, the planner was so angry that he took a heavy puff of cigarette. The director sighed, brother, our show is too difficult to do. There is a lot of pressure on it, and HandsomeMaleLead and the others are really annoying. This is only the third period, and there are still 7. The planner pressed the temple. I hope it will end smoothly. After thinking about it for a while, he added, tomorrow, I will go to replace all the equipment in the dance studio number 2. Whatever requirements Sci-fucking has, they will all be met. The director nodded, whether the popularity of the show can be increased, it's up to her. Sci-fucking is indeed a treasure now, and they need to deal with it carefully. Early the next morning, the trainees got up early to train as usual. After Sci-fucking came, Su Ziun walked up to her nervously, staring at her without saying a word. Sci-fu dumping looked at the information without raising his head. What are you doing? Let me know if you have something to say. Su Ziun scratched his head. Isn't there a fart? Xiaoyu passed by slowly and went to get the cup, because you are talking nonsense. Su Ziun. He thanked his brother, even swearing. Mr. Si, that's the one. Su Ziun said, isn't the next program announcing the candidates for promotion and the division of the second tutor? Well, what's the matter? Si fucking raised his head, worried about being eliminated. You will know the rankings when you go down today. No, no, Su Ziun whispered, even if there are more students in Teacher C's class, can you still devote your energy to teaching me? After all, the choice of mentors and students is a two-way street. A lot. Sci-Fu leaned his hand on his chin and raised his eyebrows. Just the six of you, where is there more? Su Ziun was stunned for a moment, but there will definitely be many candidates for Teacher SI at that time. SI-fucking's ability has been shown, and the heat has overwhelmed Lin Qingjian. The trainees also know who will be the best choice. Su Ziun can already foresee how many trainees will choose SI-fucking in the upcoming second-class selection. Oh, no need SI-fucking stretched, I don't have time to teach, the six of you are exhausting me. Su Ziun was still entangled, but the program team is there. SI-fucking moved his hand and smiled unhurriedly, then you can see if they dare to forcibly stuff me. Su Ziun. Excuse me. Mr. SI, someone is looking for it at this time. The staff gently knocked on the door. Respectfully, she said her surname is Mu, do you want to meet me? Mu, SI-fucking stood up, I'll go right now. Mu Qingmeng was very well dressed today, including her hat and glasses. She was waiting in the lounge, and when she saw SI-fucking coming over, she immediately stepped forward. Why did Aunt Mu come here? SI-fucking held her hand. Are you feeling better? Much better, thanks to the few packets of tea you gave me. Mu Qingmeng smiled, my body is really relaxed like never before. SI-fucking nodded and smiled, that's good. Ching, I'm here to say goodbye to you. Mu Qingmeng took out a business card, this is my phone number. If you come to Sijukan for filming in the future, you can contact me directly. SI-fucking accepted it and raised his eyebrows again, I can't go see you if I'm not filming. Mu Qingmeng was stunned for a moment, then smiled, then of course I'm very welcome. I will definitely go there in the future. SI-fucking said, I haven't been to Sijukan yet. Ching, girls are outside, you must protect yourself. Mu Qingmeng urged, this place in the entertainment industry has always been chaotic. If you need help, just tell me directly. Although I have rested for so many years, I still have the right to speak. I see. SI-fucking hugged her, don't worry. After Mu Qingmeng said some commonplace words, he hurriedly left the training base. There is a car waiting outside. The license plate starts with the word Xia. 49 city car. Madam, the guard picked her up and looked up, the lady you mentioned, do we want to? No need, Mu Qingmeng said lightly, she doesn't know my identity, and she has no reason to harm me. Not only can you not investigate her, but also protect her. Also, keep an eye on the Chen family, what are they doing? You don't have to show any sympathy. At the end, Mu Qingmeng's voice became a lot colder. The sisterhood between her and Mrs. Chen was completely gone this time. The guards are busy. After he lit an incense stick, he started the car. Mu Qingmeng opened his eyes and frowned, what is the fragrance today? The guard replied, it was imported from Liberty Continent. The family checked it and there was no problem, so they sent me to bring it to my wife. Freedom Island. Mu Qingmeng nodded, put the fragrance out, my heart is very good today, this fragrance is a little smoky, but it makes me uncomfortable. The guards had to be destroyed. But when he saw that Mu Qingmeng looked really good, he didn't say anything. The car leaves soon. At noon, here, SI-fucking received a dessert from Zhang Changning. The two went to the lounge. SI-fucking kicked off his shoes and lay comfortably on the sofa, I'm exhausted, these bastards. Congratulations. Zhang Changning sat down, you finally have fans, why don't you remove your makeup earlier? Trouble. SI-fucking leaned lazily on the sofa, I'm past the time when I'm young and energetic, so I don't want to fight if it's unnecessary. Zhang Changning. She smiled, you are only 18 years old. Didn't get young. After a lot of experience, people are also vicissitudes. SI-fucking sighed, unfortunately, My beauty will last forever. You see, my face is so pinchable, it's all collagen, do you want to give it a try? Zhang Changning. She should have brought a knife, not a snack. Zhang Changning glanced at Sci-fucking, and snorted lightly, insure your face, if something happens in the future, you can get money without face. Impossible, I will protect my face. Sci-fucking rolled over and sat up, but you are right, I have to insure my hands. In the past, she fought a lot, and her hands and arms were often injured. This is the position that needs to be protected. She clicked on Uzian's contact information and sent a text message. Boss, have you bought an insurance for my hand? My hand is very precious, it can do so many things, and it works very hard. Boss, well, let's go. After getting a positive reply, Sci-fucking put away the phone again. Although the boss's words are few, but very reliable. A boss who buys 5 insurances and 1 housing fund for his employees is a good boss. By the way, we have a reunion announcement. After a while Zhang Changning took a sip of water and said, I'm going to Machan in Zhengzhou, and I'll let you know when the time comes. Sci-fucking raised his eyes, are you coming? Meng Shui is not included, Zhang Changning said lightly, she is filming in Sijukan, the other 4 of us will go. Tisk Sci-fucking lazily said, the company is really kind to her. Is she going to enter the entertainment industry? The entertainment industry is not that easy to advance. Zhang Changning looked indifferent. How many successful idol actors can be transformed into? When they are in the show, they will be hanged and beaten by the actors, and the scolding will be louder. In an online drama last year, an idol who acted for the first time did not join the old drama, and was scolded miserably on the internet. Therefore, Feng Piazi was also very cautious in accepting the drama for Meng Shui. By the way, Ning Ning Sci-fucking suddenly turned around, have you ever thought about your future? If I leave TNL Media, where will you go? Zhang Changning thought about it seriously this time, well, maybe after quitting the circle, go back to growing vegetables. Good idea. Sci-fucking was satisfied, then I will be your visitor, and you will be responsible for raising my white and fat, ah no, thin, I can't eat fat. Zhang Changning, go away. Ning Ning, don't be so irritable. Sci-fucking was still smiling, I'm so easy to raise, I can live with a little grass. I really can't do anything about you. Zhang Changning sighed, it's still early for this kind of thing, I'll talk about it later. But why did you think of growing vegetables? Sci-fucking held his chin, what do you do at home? She remembered that, with the exception of Meng Shui, the family backgrounds of the members of the Stargirl group were not good. Zhang Changning hesitated for a moment, and finally said, farmer. Sci-fucking took her hand and looked at it. Although the skin is fair, the mottled marks cannot be faked. You really have a lot of calluses on your hands. Sci-fucking thought for a while, I'll give you a hand cream. Your hands are the second face, so you should take good care of them. Before Zhang Changning could stop her, Sci-fucking took out a small tin can the size of a palm from her bag. Here, apply it in the morning and evening. Zhang Changning saw that the tin can was very simple and had no trademark. What brand is this? Sci-fucking looked serious. Sisi brand, easy to use and healthy, quick results, a course of treatment for 7 days, if it doesn't work, you come to me, and after sales service is included. Zhang Changning. She believed in Sci-fucking's evil. But she still carefully put away the jar of hand cream. She did run out of hand cream anyway. She worked a lot, and the calluses on her hands were all old and occasionally cracked. Zhang Changning has bought a lot of hand creams, including specially customized ones, all of which are just for moisturizing, not repairing at all. But she never cared much. I'll go first. Zhang Changning stood up, I won't bother you with the students for training. Okay. Sci-fucking waved, I allow you to visit me a few more times, as long as you bring some delicious desserts. Zhang Changning walked out indifferently. Some people, if they give a little sunshine, she will be brilliant. One day passed, the special assistant reported the results of the Navy and the linkage marketing account. Mr. Luo, this, except for causing the anger of Lu Yan's fans, it seems to be of no use. Sci-Fi's fans are really too many now, can't beat it. If it was before, Sci-Fi had no one to protect him, and he would have been blasted long ago. The special assistant hesitated. I think I can only start from the program team. There is no hope for the show team. Manager Luo put down the cup. This show has done so well, they would never have been able to rematch. The special assistant nodded. Then what do you think? Take a step back, Manager Luo said lightly. Let Sci-Fi apologize online, saying that she did maliciously target students in other groups, and is a student in this group. As long as they hold on to this point, even if Sci-Fi can sing well, it will be impossible to argue. The special assistant went down and contacted the program team. The planner and the director were forced to call Sci-Fi. At this time, it was time to get off work, and Sci-Fi was going to have a hot pot to relax. When she was called, the smile between her brows and her eyes narrowed. Okay, want me to apologize? Sci-Fi put his hands in his pockets. So familiar words, come again. Cold sweat broke out on the foreheads of both the director and the planner. Teacher Si, please calm down. The director still spoke first. This is your company's idea, and our program team has absolutely no such request. Company, Sci-Fi smiled with a pair of fox-eyed eyes. It started daydreaming before daytime. Why don't I give them a name called Daydream? Neither the director nor the planner dared to speak. Mr. Si, the program team used to be sorry for you, but this time it really has nothing to do with us. The planner also said, we just let you know so that you can be mentally prepared. Psychological preparation. Sci-Fi threw the can in his hand into the trash can. Okay, I promise, you can let them send Weibo to cooperate with me. This promises. It's not like Sci-Fi's style. The director and the planner looked at each other and were a little confused. They never thought that Sci-Fi would accept HandsomeMaleLead's practice of asking her to apologize. Shouldn't it be straight up? What are you doing? Sci-Fi raised his head. Come on, I'm still waiting to eat hot pot, don't waste my time, okay. The director and planner woke up from a dream, and immediately asked the assistant to contact HandsomeMale. Soon, HandsomeMale officially posted a Weibo. At Mediaf, regarding the unfair behavior of the first performance of Youth Boys, our company has also conducted a profound review and will give you a satisfactory answer. Lu Yan's fans jumped out, still aggressive. What kind of satisfactory answer? You can't go without a rematch. Sci-Fi apologizes, apologizes, apologizes. Obviously from the same company, Sci-Fi, how do you turn your elbow out? The public relations department also waited for Sci-Fi to post an apology Weibo before preparing for the next action. At 7 o'clock, Sci-Fi finally moved. At V, I really don't want to care about some things, but there are always idiots jumping on my thunder, jumping around thinking that they are so smart. I don't have any skills, except for my looks, I only have more videos on hand. As soon as this Weibo came out, the public relations department had not been able to respond. The next second, another new Weibo popped up. At Viet Media, come, ask what kind of trainees you have cultivated, and put blades in my students' dance clothes. Video. Sci-Fi, social people, be ruthless. It's the end of the month, and the darlings are looking through their pockets to see if there are still tickets to vote for, otherwise they will expire. The bookstore is approaching 600, can it be broken today? After reading it at the beginning, the consequence of too strong brain-enhancing ability is that I have nightmares all night long. I like this TV series very much. I recommend it to everyone to watch it. Every character is very real. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 93. The video was given to Sci-fi by the middle-aged people of the Sports Association at that time. The part where Makino put the blade into Xiaoyu's dance suit in the dressing room was completely filmed. Each trainee's clothing has a specific number, which is easy to identify. Xiaoyu is 17. Makino is obviously moving his hands and feet with a purpose, and he can't explain his behavior at all. As soon as this video came out, Xiaoyu's fans went crazy. I'm so pissed off. If Ayu really wears this dance suit, she'll have to go to the hospital, right? What about the game after that? In order to prevent Xiaoyu from going out, Mue, you are really insidious. Garbage, rubbish. Intentional wounding, there is evidence, thank you, sue him. FemaleMedia is too embarrassed to question teacher Si, give us an explanation first. Xiaoyu's fans are no longer Buddhist, and their fighting power is strong. Directly rush to the Navy under FemaleMedia. In addition, FemaleMedia can target Si, and the Music Corps are also dispatched in groups. The Public Relations Department was dizzy and could not fight back. At this time, Si had a new dynamic. It's just that instead of posting a new Weibo, she posted a comment on the Weibo where the video was posted. Yes, what's the matter with the public revenge? The arrogance almost broke through the screen. The fans were instantly in high spirits. Sister Si, just now. Just right? We are your backing. Using this insidious method to harm people, we are open and above all our treasures. Laughing to death, why did Lu Yan buy the copyright of the Ballad of Mountain Ghosts? Only he can sing and can't sing, not as skilled as others is not as skilled as others. What excuses are you looking for? Just lie down. But there are always people who pay attention to subtleties, and the focus is different. And many more. Does this mean that the dance suit was prepared by teacher Si? I still have to say it out loud, that is moon embroidery. But no one is paying attention to these now, and fans rush to FemaleMedia's official Weibo. By the time the Public Relations Department reacted, the situation was out of control. The manager of the PR department can only report to Manager Luo. Manager Luo was furious after reading it. Didn't you say that Si wants to apologize? What is she doing? It was clearly a fight in the face of FemaleMedia. The manager of the Public Relations Department felt extremely wronged. We received a call from the program team, saying that Si agreed to post Weibo. Who knew she was posting such Weibo? Word games, Manager Luo laughed angrily. She promised to post on Weibo, so she must apologize to Weibo? You idiots. In this way, the point they grabbed earlier is useless. Si protected the students and supported Xiaoyu, but instead gained the support of fans. What can we do now? Okay, there's nothing we can do about this. Manager Luo took a deep breath. Let Mue apologize now and quit the circle. The manager of the Public Relations Department responded repeatedly, yes, I'll contact his agent now. At this time, Makino was packing his luggage and preparing to leave the training base. The phone rang at this moment, and Mue hurriedly picked it up. Hello, Sister Ning. Mue, you are so courageous, you did a good deed. Ningji was furious. You dare to put a blade in Xiaoyu's dance suit, you are intentional to kill, do you know that? Ah! Muye's brain buzzed, the blood on his face instantly lost, his voice trembled. Ningji, what are you talking about? What did I say? Don't do it, you let Si get the surveillance. Ningji laughed angrily, do you have any brains? The company can't save you. Mue only felt a burst of dizziness from his head. Si. Do you still want to quit the circle quietly? Ningji sneered, do you think you can still be quiet now? What a pig brain. Prepare to apologize to the entire network. Mue was completely panicked, Sister Ning. That's not my intention, that's what Brother Yan wants me to do, it's Lu Yan. Lu Yan, Ningji was a little surprised, but she immediately shook her head. It seems that you still don't understand, Lu Yan is what the company wants to support, so I'll just put the words here. If Lu Yan was exposed today, it's you who need to come out and take responsibility, understand? Muya only felt cold all over. Me too. Okay, these are the rules of the entertainment industry. Ningji didn't have the time to say anything else to him. The company's people have passed, so hurry up and make a good apology video, then pack up and go home. Beep beep. Call ended. Makino collapsed to the ground as if he was exhausted. His body was trembling, and his face was pale. TNL Media moved quickly, and 30 minutes later, a staff member came to the program group. Immediately pressed Makino to shoot an apology video. Mue didn't struggle from beginning to end until Lu Sun came out. His eyes changed instantly. Lu Yan, Mue shouted hoarsely, Lu Yan, why do you have nothing to do? You clearly asked me to do it. I tell you, you are a sinister villain, you will never get the C position. I bought. He spat heavily on Lu Yan's face. Lu Yan's eyes were instantly cold. He took out a tissue to wipe off the saliva on his face, and his voice came out from between his teeth, give me his mouth tightly. It was the blade he let Muye put. But no one has evidence. The place where he communicated with Lu Yan was a dead end for surveillance, and he didn't do anything after that. Lu Yan, you wait. Muye tore his face completely, I will watch you fall from above. You can't beat Xiaoyu in your life. Lu Yan was also furious, take it away. Don't let him say nonsense online. The staff took Makino and his suitcase away. Lu was so disgusted that he slammed the wall, this dog thing. He even wanted to bite him back at this time. Unfortunately, with the company around, Makino couldn't spit him out. Lu Yan breathed a sigh of relief. As soon as he turned around, his legs softened in an instant. Lu Yan stammered, "Si, teacher Si." Si fucking looked at him condescendingly, the fox's eyes were curved, but his eyes were cold, his words are quite reasonable, you listen more. Lu Yan's face turned pale, Mr. Si, what are you talking about, why can't I understand it, Mr. Si, the program will be recorded in a while, so I'll go to prepare first. He hurriedly stood up, not daring to stay any longer, and ran away. The farce didn't affect anyone else. At 7:30, under the notice of the director, all the trainees gathered at the venue on the first floor. The candidates for promotion have been decided. At this moment, the candidates for the first performance will be announced, and a total of 45 trainees will completely leave the stage. Because the next episode of the show will be recorded and broadcasted, the recording will start now, which is no different from the official stage. The trainees were all nervous after they were dressed. The first elimination, everyone must be very worried. The host came up, there is no need to worry too much, at least everyone has worked hard. The trainees applaud. Like votes are added up inside and outside the venue. We all know who the first place is. The host held his hand card, come on, Xiaoyu, you will have a privilege during the second performance. What the privilege is, we'll keep it a secret for now. Brother Xia, hurry up and get your number card. Su Ziun was very excited. First, you are finally tired of passing by this time, let's see how proud he is. Xiaoyu's face was calm and didn't seem to care much. He took a long leg and walked to the front to get the number one. The other trainees also began to applaud. But in the end is not really congratulations, only you know. Lu Yan couldn't accept it, he clenched his fists and stared at Xiaoyu's back. The company clearly said that it would help him suppress Xiaoyu's votes, why was the first place still taken by Xiaoyu? The host then announced the ranking, Lu Yan, second place, Ye Qinju, third place. Until the 23rd place, he paused and showed a mysterious smile. Su Ziyun's throat rolled and became even more nervous. This trainee's ranking really surprised us all, but we also saw his efforts. The host paused. His progress is very big, congratulations, Su Ziyun. Su Ziyun jumped up and jumped high with excitement, thank you, thank you. He ran over and got the number plate, his face was red. You are worthy of your hard work. The host patted him on the shoulder. Is there anything you want to say to everyone? I want to thank Teacher Si, if it wasn't for Teacher Si, I would have been eliminated in one round. Su Ziyun looked serious, Mr. Si, you are really responsible. Si fucking raised his eyes lazily, it's useless to praise me, run more when you have time. Su Ziyun, who was originally very moved. Is this the number one anti-hype person? As the names were pronounced one by one, the remaining trainees became more and more nervous. Yan Yuan's heart was in his throat. Yan Yuan's, 55th. The host finally read out the last name and handed the number plate to him. Yan Yuan's luck is very good, it's just 1 point behind the 56th place. Ticket. Yan Yuan's hand trembled and he hurriedly bowed, thank you. Su Ziyun snorted coldly, this guy has not been eliminated, and he looks down on Teacher Si. He thinks he is so awesome. Xiaoyu narrowed his eyes and said lightly, that won't last a few rounds. First of all, congratulations to the trainees who stayed, you got the tickets for the next performance, Li Jingchen said with a cold expression, but here, I want to remind you again that this is a game, not a game place, you guys everyone comes here to debut, not to play. Some people are lucky this time, but not the next time. He glanced at Yan Yuan's before walking out. Si fucking stretched and slowly got up, Xiaoyu, Su Ziyun, Xiu, come here, the new training plan has begun. Su Ziyun hesitated and immediately followed. After the rankings are announced, the eliminated trainees need to pack up and leave the training base, and the remaining trainees begin to fill in the second wish mentor. After Yan Yuan's came out of the venue and returned to the dormitory, a layer of cold sweat broke out down his back. His heart was beating, thumping, almost jumping out of his chest. After a long time, he calmed down. Fortunately, he was almost eliminated. He squeezed out so many trainees in the company to get the place in youth, and he must not stop here. In the dormitory, the trainees began to discuss their wishes. Hey, who do you guys choose this time? A trainee said, I'd better follow Teacher Li. I'm definitely still in the vocal group. Another trainee said, my dancing foundation is too weak. Going to the dance group will only be thankless, although I still want to go to Teacher Si. Speaking of which, Su Ziyun has no foundation in dancing at all, someone else said, but look at his performance on the stage yesterday, and no one objected that he had practiced for 5 years, right? As soon as these words came out, the trainees fell silent. Si fucking sang the Ballad of Mountain Ghosts yesterday, and they all listened to it. The layman watches the fun, and the layman watches the doorway. Several trainees who have studied vocal music can also hear it, and Si fucking has definitely done post-pronunciation exercises. But they did not see Si fucking dancing. In the end is not dare or hide clumsy. The trainees who chose Lin Qingjian for the first time hesitated. This time, Yan Yuan's resolutely filled in Si fucking in the column of wishing mentor, here, you guys help me hand it in, and I'll go out. A trainee close to him called him, hey, Unze, where are you going? Yan Yuan's ignored it and went straight to the number 2 dance studio. Su Ziyun jumped up, what are you doing here? Mr. Si. Yan Yuan's ignored him, he looked at Si fucking with a smile on his face, I filled in this time with you as my wish teacher, and I will be reclassified tomorrow. I think that today and tomorrow will be the same anyway. So I went straight to class. It is normal for me to have 2 chapters more than other authors' 6 chapters. After all, one chapter is 4 or 5,000, and the others are 1,000. Charges are the same per word count, because chapter names are really hard to think of. Kk. I'm so hard-working, babes really don't come with a monthly pass. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 94. Yan Yuan's thought very clearly. There are few people in Sci-fi's class, but after she started to show her strength yesterday, there must be many students who choose her this time, and he needs to seize the opportunity in advance. His foundation was much stronger than that of Su Ziun at that time. Under Sci-fi's guidance, Su Ziun could get a good ranking of 23, but he was afraid that he would not be able to make it into the top 10. During the training, Yan Yuan's also heard from several trainees of HandsomeMaleLead about Sci-fi's situation, and knew that she was in a very bad situation in Company I. Then Sci-fi will definitely need to use the program youth. Yan Yuan's, you are really shameless. Su Ziun, what did you say at the time? You said you would rather not have a mentor than stay in Teacher C's class. Why is it like a dog now, wagging its tail and coming back? What was your spine at that time? Yan Yuan's face was ashen. Su Ziun, what nonsense are you talking about? I never said that. Teacher Lin asked me to sit in her class at the time. I am a student, she is a teacher, how do I choose? Lin Qingjian asked. Sci-fi finally raised her head, with a smile in her eyes. Didn't you take the initiative? Yan Yuan's nodded desperately. Mr. Si, I have always respected you very much, and I will definitely practice hard. After speaking, he glanced at Su Ziun proudly. Su Ziun went crazy. Before he had time to fight back, Sci-fi smiled and said with a cold gaze, "Oh, get out." The smile on Yan Yuan's face froze, and he was a little incredulous. Mr. Si, what did you say? Sci-fi didn't look at him again. Can't understand human language. Su Ziun came to life. Mr. Si told you to get out now, you can listen to our training plan too. Su Ziun, Yan Yuan sneered, I have a better foundation than you, and I have been practicing dance for 5 years. How about you? Have you been practicing dance for 2 months? You are afraid that I will surpass you. Yan Yuan's, Su Ziun wanted to say something, but was held down by a raised hand. Sci-fi raised her head again, and she lifted the hair on her forehead. Who do you want to surpass? Who can you surpass? You can't sing or dance, so why should I accept you? You think I'm a garbage recycling station here, specializing in garbage collection? I won't teach you, because you are very wasteful. I don't teach waste. Su Ziun's weak foundation is because the practice time is too short, but he himself is very spiritual. Except sometimes two middle school two can't communicate. Genius is 1% inspiration, but that 1% is what counts. Yan Yuan's never thought that Sci-fi would be so direct. His face flushed. Teacher Si, how can you? In the entertainment industry, which star does not care about his image at all? Si leans as a teacher, shouldn't he be generous? At this time, someone called him, Yan Yuan's. Yan Yuan's was shocked. He raised his head suddenly, but found that it was Xiaoyu who spoke. Xiaoyu took 2 steps towards him, smiled lowly, but his eyes were extremely sharp. Mr. Si is neither your sister nor your mother, she won't be accustomed to you at all. What kind of power do you think you are in the entertainment industry? Does anyone want to listen to you? She's only 18 years old, younger than us, understand? Xiaoyu has always been sloppy, and it is rare to see him with such a cold expression. After he put away the laziness of his whole body, the strong and fierce breath rushed towards his face. Yan Yuan's was just an ordinary person, so he was forced to take a few steps back. At the same time, he was even more embarrassed, and the muscles in his face were twitching. Sci-fi's performance these days makes it difficult for people to associate her with the age of 18. Yan Yuan's face was flushed, he didn't have the face to say anything, and left in embarrassment. He rushed out of Studio 2 and met other trainees who had returned to train. He buried his head very low, but his voice was pervasive. Do you know, this Yan Yuan's, I remember when a group of people went to the number 2 dance studio, they were blocked there. A trainee said, what would you say, would rather not be in teacher C's class without a mentor? Come on, I can hear you clearly. So he still has the face to go back to teacher C's class. His face is really big. Ha ha ha, deserves it. I regret it now. People don't want him yet. Who doesn't know that he only got into the next round by luck? I really think he is so awesome that the tutors are rushing to ask for it. Many trainees are gloating. Yan Yuan's head was chaotic and he couldn't listen to the words of the people around him. He quickened his pace and rushed into the bathroom like a fly. After washing his face a few times, Yan Yuan's gradually calmed down. Sci-fi didn't teach him, and he entered the top 55. He still doesn't believe that he can't get the debut position. When Sci-fi loses such a debut candidate as him, he will definitely regret it. Yan Yuan slammed the wall heavily and returned to the dormitory with a cold face. Dance Studio 2 is here. Xiaoyu returned to his lazy look. He bent down and took a can of Coke from the box next to him. Mr. Si, your Coke. Si withdrew his gaze, took it, and said slowly, with a wink, it's not in vain for me to train you like this. Xiaoyu raised his eyebrows. I really want to thank teacher Si for his teaching. Speak. Si opened the can, and the fox's eyes narrowed. You reminded me of a person just now. Xiaoyu paused, his eyes sharpened a bit again, and he still smiled loosely. Mr. Si, my face is not popular. It's not a face. Si took a sip of Coke. Just now, your look of protecting the calf reminded me of my senior brother. Although others are indifferent, they are quite eagles protecting their cubs. Xiaoyu was stunned, obviously not expecting this answer at all. Eldest brother. He thought about it, maybe he met Si when he was training abroad. There is a big one in front. Is there a second senior brother? Inexplicably, Xiaoyu was a little unhappy. Okay, Si posted the plan. This week, I will train like this. No one will be eliminated in the 4th episode. You are not under a lot of pressure. Don't worry, prepare for the second performance. Xiaoyu nodded. Si packed up and left the training base. She took another shared bicycle and went back to her small apartment. As soon as she turned on the computer, she received a message from Ji Xingzi. Ji, I have sent you all the information about this dungeon. Please take a closer look. 9. Received. Si opened the document Ji Xingzi sent him. The latest copy of Oracle, the rivers and lakes reopened, looking forward to the gathering of heroes from all sides to fight for the edge. Oracle is an international game, merging Eastern and Western mythological systems. The last dungeon was a Western magic type, so this time the new dungeon is a pure Oriental background. Si touched his chin. The version of the game is updated very fast. She hasn't played it for almost 5 years, and she doesn't know what the current Oracle is like. She opened the game she downloaded yesterday and logged into the account that had not been touched for a long time. Si is not afraid that she will be cancelled. After all, she is still a gold player. After the game is loaded, the login interface is a swordsman with a silver mask and an épée on his back. This is a male character. It suits her appetite. She likes to go straight up to fight and cut people with swords. Si clicks to enter. As soon as she entered, before she could see where she was teleported, a firework suddenly appeared on the game task she manipulated, and then words jumped out. Si. She forgot that after logging in with her account, all players in the same scene will receive special effects. I'm really afraid I don't know she's online. Si turned it off immediately. But even if she closes quickly, the players did see something unusual appear just now. Currently the big man with his feet, walk. I seem to have seen an awesome sign. But it flashed so fast, did anyone see it? Current Xiao Mian, I saw it too. Anyone take a screenshot? I go to the world to ask. Soon someone uploaded the screenshots to the world channel. But it flashes very fast and the screenshots are blurry. World, this logo, oh, it's so old, it seems to be a previous honorary logo? There should be only the great gods on the list. Anyway, one slap can count. World, the great gods on my list are not online, wait, can't it be 9? World, what? 9 god. World, ask the front row, who is 9? World, you must not know the great player who opened the server before Oracle. His record is still hanging on the leaderboard. It seems that no one has broken it, right? Just go and see. World, to be reasonable, what can 9 do? Are you so excited? How many years has he been absent? I can beat him. The world channel started chatting hotly. Sci-fi didn't look at it at all. She found a bush to hide. With a ding, Jizingzi went online. Gee, you have caused such a big stir when you just went online. Gee, you are not in the Jianghu, but the Jianghu has your legend. Gee, as expected of you, God 9. 9, slip and roll. In front of the screen, Jizingzi decisively chose to be invisible. He has to restrain himself, or he will definitely be beaten when he returns to China. Jizingzi was thoughtful. I don't know what his big brother looks like. The next morning, the results of the classification were officially released. There was no change in Li Jingchen and the vocal instructor's class. Lin Qingjian was called over by the director and the planner. Mr. Lin, it's like this, because there are fewer students who choose you this time, and teacher SI only needs 6. The planner lit a cigarette, so the people in your class are still the same as last time, so that it is convenient for you. A lot. Lin Qingjian's smile froze, there are very few people who choose me. She didn't need to plan, she looked back and could see that 80% of the trainees in her class had filled in the name of SI. Lin Qingjian's nails pinched her palms, and took a deep breath. I understand, I will take them well. The planner waved his hand, indicating that she could leave. Lin Qingjian couldn't swallow this breath at all. She never thought that it was only half a month in the time of 2 episodes, but the changes were turned upside down. SI, who she had always regarded as a stepping stone, began to look down at her. She even wants to help her. Lin Qingjian's chest exploded, she resisted her anger before returning to the training building. SI just went upstairs. Lin Qingjian turned her head sharply, but she didn't smile. Teacher SI, doesn't it feel good to hook up with the Yu family? Resources are also skyrocketing, right? SI didn't think about it at first, but when she heard the word Yu, she stopped and tilted her head slightly. Even the young master of the Yu family came to look for you in person, who else can't you seduce? Lin Qingjian pinched her fingernails on her palm, I didn't expect you to be waiting for me with such a big trick. SI threw the coke can in his hand, and looked Lin Qingjian up and down again. Oh, not her boss. She thought that Lin Qingjian had opened her eyes. Afterwards, she gathered the cans in a leisurely manner. But instead of drinking, he aimed at Lin Qingjian's mind. Lin Qingjian's heart froze, and she took several steps back almost instantly. She was shocked and angry. SI, what are you trying to do? There are cameras here. Camera, SI raised his eyes with a bit of interest at the end of his eyes. If I was really afraid of this thing, I would have turned off all the cameras here for you. Why don't you tell me, do you think I'm afraid of the camera at the 3 o'clock position where you are standing, or is it the one above our heads? Oh, yes, there is one here too. Hearing this sentence, Lin Qingjian's expression changed from anger to complete shock and fear. Because the training process of the trainees is recorded all the time, and there will be some tidbits during the rest, which will be intercepted from the video. So there are cameras all over the training base. Except for a few obvious cameras, the rest of the cameras are very hidden, in order to capture natural pictures. Even the director and the planner can't tell where there is a camera. How did SI fucking know? Relax, I won't waste such a beautiful thing as coke on you. SI Fu turned the can in his hand, empty. Only then did Lin Qingjian let go of her heart. But before her breath was completely relieved, there was a loud bang. The cans rubbed her hair and flew over, and with another boom, they hit the garbage basket at the entrance of the stairs. Lin Qingjian's legs softened, and she couldn't hold it any longer, and fell directly to the ground. She was pale and trembling. Si fucking retracted his feet, put his hands in his pockets, and walked around Lin Qingjian, calmly saying, "That's it?" In dance room number 2, Xiaoyu turned around. He looked at Si fucking's back with a bit of inquiry in his eyes. Su Ziun shivered. "Brother Xia, do you think teacher Si has practiced? She kicked the cans just now. I feel like she can kick my head off." "It remains to be seen whether you have practiced or not." Xiaoyu wiped the sweat off his body. "It's still easy to kick your head off." Su Ziun. On the other side, left home. Zhou Tianfeng just received a business call. The two sides could not talk about it, and he was angry. Just then, the door was opened. Zhou Tianfeng was a little impatient, just about to lose his temper. When he looked up, he was stunned. "Mom! Why are you back? If I don't come back, I don't know about such a big thing." As soon as Mrs. Zhou opened her mouth, she coughed heavily, almost out of breath. "Mom, I didn't hide it from you on purpose." Zhou Tianfeng was busy for her, and he couldn't help laughing bitterly. "Dad left in such a hurry. No one thought that you are doing surgery again. I'm not afraid you to." Madame Zhou took a sigh of relief, and she murmured, "No one really thought of it, no one thought of it." "Mom, Dad is gone, you have to take good care of your body." Zhou Tianfeng helped her to sit down on the sofa. "The fourth brother is also ill and went to the hospital. You can't have another accident." "What? Your brother is also ill?" Old Madame Zhou's pupils shrank. "When did it happen?" Zhou Tianfeng sighed. "Just a few days ago, when I was suddenly admitted to the hospital. The doctor said that the excessive indulgence may not survive this year." Madame Zhou clutched her heart and let out a slow breath. "Where's Si fucking? Why isn't she here? Are you going to record the show?" "Mom, don't worry." Zhou Tianfeng smiled. "Although Dad gave her an inheritance, I have already bought back the shares of Yuelan Jewelry and Jingcheng Real Estate, and Si fucking was also sensible and took the initiative to leave, has never returned to Zhou's house. She. Look, even though that bastard Si fucking took 2 billion, he has to spit it out for me right away. She doesn't want to take any advantage of the Zhou family." "No," old Madame Zhou became excited, "I must not let her leave Zhou's house." Zhou Tianfeng was stunned for a moment, not quite understanding. "Mom, what did you say?" "He finally kicked out the Morning Star Si fucking. Is it possible that he has to bring it back now?" "What a joke." Madame Zhou does not dote on Si fucking as much as Father Zhou. Why is she still confused? "I said, she must stay at Zhou's house. There is no reason." Mrs. Zhou coughed again. "I remember that Zhou, he likes her very much, so let them get engaged." The senior brother, who has not yet appeared, has no idea that he has been targeted. Smiley face. It's the end of the month, the monthly vote is up. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 95. Zhou Tianfeng was incredulous. "Mom, are you crazy? Let Zhou and Si fucking get engaged? What are you thinking? Although Zhou Zhonghe is incompetent, he is also the son of Zhou's father. What does Si fucking have?" At that time, he stopped Mr. Zhou from adopting Si fucking, but he didn't stop him. He hadn't seen any relatives of Si fucking in all these years, so it was useless to the Zhou family. Zhou Tianfeng originally planned to let Zhou Xianyu inherit the company, and Zhou Zonghe was responsible for the marriage. No matter how he had to find a family that was helpful to the Zhou family, it was impossible for him to look at his boss fucking. What do you know? Madame Zhou was also excited. You don't know at all. Unlike Zhou Tianfeng, she knows some things. Mr. Zhou died of a sudden heart attack, and the fourth master of the Zhou family was also admitted to the hospital. Mrs. Zhou suddenly thought that the luck of the Zhou family was losing. Originally, this part of luck was forcibly plundered, and the things that were robbed would not last long, but she did not expect things to change so quickly. Sci-fi had only been gone for a few days, and so many things had happened to the Zhou family. Madame Zhou didn't dare to think about what uncontrollable things would happen in the future. She is old and it doesn't matter if she is buried, but the incense of the Zhou family cannot be broken. Mom, aren't you joking? Zhou Tianfeng's voice dropped. Even if you want to call Sci-fi back, you don't need to get her engaged to Zonghe, right? Zonghe just wants to play with her. He is not happy with his marriage. I'll take a rest first, and in 2 days, you, Xian Yuqing'a, and the others will go with me to the place where the show was recorded. Madame Zhou thought again and again, and gave the order, apologized to her and asked her to come back. Zhou Tianfeng jumped. Mom, you are simply unreasonable. It is better to let him die if he asks Sci-fi to come back. At that time, you will know how correct my decision is. Madame Zhou held the Buddha beads and muttered constantly, sin, it's really a sin. She closed her eyes and chanted a Buddha's name in her heart, and her mind was calmed down a lot. After returning from the training base in the evening, Sci-fi turned on the computer and logged into Oracle again. She glanced at the coordinates sent by Ji Xingzi, ready to meet him. Although 4 or 5 years have passed, the large-scale map of the game has not changed. And modeled after reality, there are eastern and western camps. She is from the eastern camp, and her profession is a swordsman. The swordsman is a melee type with huge lethality. A sword frosts the 14 states. It fits her style. Ji Xingzi's location is a secret entrance. Sci-fi controlled the swordsman in the game out of the main city gate and passed through the wild. This area is remote and dangerous, and has never been crowded. But when she walked into the depths of the jungle, she saw a white-robed pianist leaning quietly under a tree not far away. Sci-fi raised his eyebrows. Is this guy asleep and hanging up? Forget it, it has nothing to do with her. Sci-fi shook the mouse and saw the level above the man's head again. Level 180. Glittering gold. Sci-fi glanced at himself again. Level 120. The oracle that year was capped at level 120, and of course she was only level 120. Sci-fi wanted to go around until she saw the nickname of the white-robed pianist. A single character, a 9. She was startled. In this second, the white-robed musician suddenly moved. Zheng. With the sound of the piano, the swordsman fell to the ground. System prompt, you have been killed by player 9, drop 1 piece of equipment. Sci-fi. She smiles. Her fists hardened. A full-level player, bullying her little transparent? Currently player's nickname has been hidden, good man will not fight with you, this sneak attack. When I reach level 180, I'll settle the account with you. Sci-fi snorted slightly, and was about to leave, but saw a line of words pop out from the chat box on the left. Current 9, friends. Sci-fi returned a question mark. Current 9, PK. Currently player nickname has been hidden, you will die if you say 2 more words. Current 9, will not die. Stopped for a second. Current 9, but it will be tiring. Sci-fi. What does this man mean? It's okay to be the same as her nickname, even if you kill her once, it's still so rude. Sci-fi thought for a while, but clicked on the friend request. After adding, she wrote a note. Assassination list number 1. I fucking looked at the level of 180 again. Hateful. When she reaches the full level, she will hit him on the ground. After adding friends, I fucking directly used a teleportation scroll, left without looking back, and came to the place agreed with Jingzi. Jingzi was playing an assassin and also wore a mask. When he saw her, he stood up. Team G, where have you been? So long? Team 9, don't mention it, I met someone with the same name as me, and was killed once for no reason. If it wasn't for my level being too different from him, I would just hit him on the ground and hammer him. Jingzi twitched a few times at the corners of his eyes when he looked at the words hammer him on the ground. This is simply the shadow of his life. His father and grandfather never beat him like that. He and 9 first met in a holographic game. The holographic game is no different from the real world, even the pain is simulated very real. Although after quitting the game, the injury will not be brought out, but he also took a full week to recover at that time. Later, after the two of them got to know each other, they found out that they were still playing oracles with each other, and they occasionally brushed dungeons together. Using the keyboard to control the game is not Jingzi's forte, so he is the one who was taken away. But there are still people who dare to kill 9 God. He understands 9's strength. 9 can kill level 120 players at level 80. The current full level players can kill 9 with one move. How strong is that? Jingzi suddenly remembered something. Team G, wait, you said the same name as you? Team 9, what's going on? You recognize? Team G, I don't know him, but no one in the game doesn't know him. What you said is the same name as you is a single word 9. That's it, when he swept the charts, many people thought he was your new trumpet. Team G, but his fighting style is very different from yours. How about you? I won't say how violent it is. This 9-person family is very stable. Thousands of miles away, the sound of the piano kills people. In addition, I and several other people know you, so it turns out that it may be because you gods like the number 9. I fucking typed words expressionlessly. Team 9, I am unique. Team G, I know, you are not only unique, you are also unparalleled in the world. Dad, don't talk about it, you can level up first, and the dungeon will be opened immediately. You are at level 120 and won't be instantly killed by the boss. I fucking looked indifferent, and followed Jingzi into the secret realm. Wait, this dog in white, she remembered. At the same time. Villa courtyard. In the study. Uzian sat in front of the computer. He glanced at the screen, lowered his eyes again, and floated the hot tea in the floating cup. Hey, are you still playing this game? Shenzhengyun came in with a cup of coffee and glanced at the game screen. I said, your hobbies are really strange, you are the same age, and your hobbies are either stocks or racing. It's better for you to play games like your nephew and niece, you are still childlike. I played it when I was bored. Uzian was non-committal, I can only play games. Indeed, after no longer on the battlefield, the hands will also itch. Naturally, Shenzhengyun didn't understand the deep reason, he put down the coffee cup. Did you have any activities in this game recently? I passed by Yutang just now, she seemed to be playing, but she encountered difficulties, you didn't talk to her. Say you play too. Uzian hummed lightly, I didn't say it. Why don't you say it? I don't want to take her. Shenzhengyun. He choked, with an uncle like you, I kind of sympathize with her. Uzian glanced at the only friend in the friend list, and Rufeng narrowed her eyes slightly. After adding friends, the nickname naturally cannot be hidden. A capitalized English word 9 followed by a bunch of honorary titles, too many to count. He put his head on his hands, his eyebrows moved slightly, and then clicked log out to close the game interface. The next second, Yu Tang ran in excitedly, "Ninth uncle, ninth uncle. Lend me your villa after you leave. I'm going to stay in Linkhung before the university starts." She didn't want to go back to Yu's house. But if you stay out for a long time, you will definitely be forcibly taken away. But with Yu Zion supporting her, it was different. Yu Zion watched her grow up, so the Yu family probably wouldn't say anything. "Then don't you want to stay until August?" Shen Xingyun was surprised. "What are you doing here for so long?" "It doesn't have to be August." Yu Tang snapped her fingers. Ching Ching finished recording the show in May, and after the recording, she seems to be going to Sijukan to shoot a new show, so I can only stay for 2 months. Shen Xingyun shook his head. "You are really a seasoned star chaser. Let's talk about it." Yu Zion brows lightly. "You live first, don't worry about the Yu family." Yu Tang was very happy. "Okay, ninth uncle, I knew you were the best for me. Hey, I forgot that I was typing the book, and I left." She rushed out in a hurry, shouting as she ran, "Hold on. Don't die. I'll add blood to you." Yu Zion took a sip of tea slowly and said, "Do you know why you didn't bring her?" Shen Xingyun. "He got it? She is also pitiful, her father." Shen Xingyun paused, remembering that Yu Tang's father was also Yu Zion's brother, and finally just sighed, "Fortunately, you are taking care of him. I can take care of her for a while, but I can't take care of her forever." Yu Zion put down the teacup, her eyes steady. "No one can accompany anyone for a lifetime. Why don't your Yu family send her to the Qinjun League to practice?" Shen Xingyun thought about it. "Oh, but that place is too hard for girls. The Ji family was raised as a boy since childhood. Go in and practice lying down." "No, just follow her side." Yu Zion smiled slightly. "Not in a hurry, it's more effective than going to Qinjun League to experience." Shen Xingyun was stunned. "Who?" "It's too late." Yu Zion didn't answer, just raised her eyes. "Go out." Shen Xingyun had no choice but to back out. After taking 2 steps, he realized that he was so obedient. Seeing Xian was the same as meeting the emperor. Shen Xingyun tapped his head. It must be his demon. He still went to take a good rest. The 4th episode of Youth and Youth was recorded and edited, and the pressure was really low. Sci-fi is also happy to relax these days. Squeeze and squeeze Suziun every day, and go back at night to level up in Oracle. She leaves work as usual at 6 o'clock in the evening on Friday. Just after exiting the gate of the training base, Sci-fi paused. Her fox eyes narrowed, she looked towards the road, and saw the frosty Zhou Xianyu first. There are also Zhou Tianfeng, Zhou Qinjia, including Madame Zhou, who has not seen her since she woke up. What about putting off a family meeting? Sci-fi didn't look any further and drove a shared bicycle. Ching ching. Wait, Madame Zhou immediately stepped forward and stopped in front of her. Ching ching, it's all your uncle's fault. He drove you out of Zhou's house behind my back. I have taught him a good lesson now. I asked him to apologize to you," she said coldly. Zhou Tianfeng. Zhou Tianfeng was extremely aggrieved, and up to now he has not been able to understand Mrs. Zhou's behavior. But he could only step forward. Ching ching, it's all uncle's fault. Uncle apologized to you. Don't be angry, for your grandma's sake, go back to Zhou's house. Sci-fi didn't even raise his eyes, pushed the car, get out of the way. Madame Zhou almost fell, but fortunately Zhou Xianyu quickly helped her with her eyes. Sci-fi, what do you mean? Zhou Xianyu finally became angry. We can all see how Grandpa and Grandma have treated you all these years. Grandpa is gone and your wings are hardened. Grandma is now inviting you in person. Go back, you still don't appreciate it. People passing by, as well as the staff of the show team, all looked over. Snapped. A harsh voice sounded. Sci-fi stopped the car and slowly rolled up his sleeves. In addition to the sweet and refreshing tone of this book, it has added a lot of new elements. Because it is the first time to write a writer, I am afraid that everyone will not like it. It is really very uneasy to write. There are still a few tickets in the bookstore to 600 roars set a bowl to receive monthly tickets. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 96. Bicycles parked aside. The louder the movement, the more people gathered around. This is the training base of the youth program group, so there will be clearing around. But this road will always be the only way for some office workers, and now it is time to get off work, and the flow of people is not small. Some people have already picked up their phones. Everyone knows how popular Sci-fucking is. And the people of Linkhung have always been curious about Sci-fucking and the Zhou family. At least from the outside, the Zhou family treated her well. But after the death of Mr. Zhou, the two sides soon parted ways. The inside of the giants is very complicated, and there are not a few things where the descendants compete for power. But this can only be attributable to speculation, and no one knows what the situation is. Who are you showing your face here? Zhou Xianyu laughed angrily. What did the Zhou family do to you? Grandpa and Grandma are not good to you, and we haven't given enough to you. Be kind to me. Concession to me. Sci-fucking nodded and smiled. Just right, some accounts are also calculated. Madame Zhou's heart skipped a beat, obviously panicking. Ching, what are you talking about? What account? Could it be that Sci-fucking already knew that the Zhou family took her luck? But how is this possible? Only she and Mr. Zhou knew about this matter, and even Zhou Tianfeng kept it a secret. Usually, I am cautious enough, and I will never mention the word luck. What's more important is that the transfer of luck is a mysterious thing, and normal ordinary people will not believe it at all. What's the account? Zhou Xianyu said coldly. Grandma, you tell her, I'd like to hear what else she can do with us. Come on, let's look here first. Sci-fucking raised his left hand. This is what your eldest grandson did. I broke my hand. When I went to bandage, the doctor said that if I go later, there will be no one left. Well, it's been less than a month, and the scars are quite obvious. There was a hideous scar on the girl's fair wrist. Just by looking at the coagulated blood scab, I knew how badly the injury was. But she was still calm, and slowly took out a piece of paper from her skull bag. This is a certificate issued by the hospital. Linkhung First Hospital. If you don't believe it, you can go and verify it. There was a sound of inhalation all around. Ms. Zhou was stunned for a while, but she didn't panic. She was very embarrassed. This grandma doesn't know. Grandma was not at home at the time. If he was at home, he would definitely not hurt you. The onlookers want to take a picture and take a picture. Sci-fucking ignored her and shook lazily. Have you taken all the pictures? Crack sounds came and went. The faces of the Zhou family members changed. Zhou Qinjia wanted to go up and grab it, but she didn't dare to go there at all. She had already entered the police station once last time, and she was really scared. You can only stand in place and jump. Sci-fucking, what are you talking about? You are violating our reputation. Oh, and Sci-fucking tilted his head, with a cold smile on his lips. I think about it, I'm 6 years old, you scratched my hair, and you scratched my scalp. When I was 8 years old, the flowers I planted by myself were crushed by you when you came in, and you even pressed me into the soil. At 11 years old, you know I have a peanut allergy, and I deliberately added a large dose of peanuts to my diet, and I was in the ICU at one point. The surroundings are getting quieter. Zhou Qinjia's face became paler. These are indeed what she has done. How could I fucking remember it so clearly? You can still stand here, shouldn't you be embarrassed? I fucking laughed softly, however, you shouldn't be able to stand for long. Her hand rubbed the talisman paper in her pocket. The talisman paper was slightly hot, and even trembled softly. This is a sign of a substantial recovery of chi luck. The next one is Zokinja. If you take her luck, the consequences will only get worse. Zokinja's face was pale. What nonsense are you talking about? At that time, she thought it was just a fight between children, and there was no intention to kill. Some enthusiastic people couldn't stand it any longer, and an ant jumped out. You bastards, you dare to block other little girls here, bah. The old Wangbajeo gave birth to a bunch of little Wangbajeo. It's really a family entering a family. I thought the Zhou family was some kind of philanthropist, and the adopters would take good care of them. What does it mean to bully the little girl like this? Is this all malicious murder? Fortunately, the little girl has a big life, or else they will all be killed by your vicious people. The ant looked righteous. Little girl, don't be afraid, we have recorded this evidence. If they dare to take you away by force, we will call the police today. Yes, call the police, an uncle next to him also shouted, they dare not. More and more people are speaking out, and they are filled with righteous indignation. Old Madame Zhou covered her heart, her eyes were half closed, and she had started to only breathe out but not breathe in. Mom! Mom, are you all right? Zhou Tianfeng became anxious. Mom, I told you earlier, don't come to her. Madame Zhou was breathing hard, and she stretched out her hand. Ching ching, Grandma. This is not going to work. I fucking looked down at them indifferently. Then I have escaped death many times, but I have survived well? You guys are pretty useless. She reopened the lock of the shared bicycle and pushed it on. Zhou Xianyu saw it. She stepped forward suddenly, grabbed I fucking's wrist, and said sharply, I fucking, do you dare to leave today? Snapped. With a crisp sound, Zhou Xianyu was slapped fiercely on the face. It was so powerful that it slammed her to the ground. His face was also red and swollen at a speed visible to the naked eye, and there were even traces of blood oozing from the corners of his mouth. The surroundings were instantly silent. Zokinja was dumbfounded. She didn't see clearly how I fucking moved his hand. It seemed that with such a twist and another twist, Zhou Xianyu was beaten. I fucking moved his wrist. She turned her head and lowered her eyes. In the depths of her dark eyes, there was only a bloody anger that could not be dissolved. I warn you one last time, don't mess with me, I will really kill you. What am I afraid of? This look was so terrifying that Zhou Xianyu, who had always been calm, couldn't help but tremble. She trembled slightly, and watched I fucking push the bicycle away without daring to move. Second sister, Zokinja stomped her feet. Naturally she did not dare to chase, and supported Zhou Xianyu. Second sister, are you all right? It was indeed the first time that Zhou Xianyu was slapped by someone when he grew up so big. Her talent in business is very high, and Zhou Tianfeng also cultivated her as an heir, and took her to and from various business occasions very early. Heaven's sweet girl, when has she ever suffered such humiliation? It's okay. Zhou Xianyu took a slow breath and quickly regained her composure. I remember that the Chen family was very interested in her. Zokinja was stunned for a moment. Chen family? Oh, yes, Mrs. Chen made several calls last time to ask us about her situation. Tell the Chen family, I fucking, let them do whatever they want. Zhou Xianyu reluctantly stood up, her face was only cold. Here, Madame Zhou fainted completely after seeing I fucking leave. Call an ambulance. Zhou Tianfeng didn't even bother to ask I fucking to settle the bill, send the old lady to the hospital first. The ant carried the vegetable basket and spat fiercely before she left. You deserve it, old thing, what air is wasted, let's go to the ground early. The onlookers gradually dispersed. In front, SI fucking was pushing the car, his expression was cold and his eyes were a little empty. Until a small voice called her. She turned back and saw a little girl chasing up from behind. The little girl was carrying a school bag, apparently just after school. She is not very old, about the same as her, about 16 or 17 years old, more than 1 meter 5. SI fucking stopped the car. Ching ching. Ching ching, the little fan's eyes were red and pitiful. Why are you so miserable? The Zo family is really not a thing, we don't know any of this. It's all over. SI fucking bent down and touched her head with a gentle voice. Your mission is to study hard, I don't need you to worry, take care of yourself, you know. The little fan Xingxinjian clenched his fist. I will take the international entrance examination next year, and I will take Koitano University. Yitno, come on. SI fucking was silent for a while and encouraged her, that school is quite involved, so don't be spoiled after you enter. The little fan was stunned. Huh. Let's go. SI fucking stood up, go home early. After SI fucking left, the little fan stood there for a while and then took out his mobile phone and made a post in SI fucking's personal chat. Whoa, I was tipped and touched my head, she is really beautiful and cute, and she is a caring and kind angel. That is, in 1 minute, the comments under the post are full. What? Don't talk about drawing a knife, let's love rivals. Damn it, I also want to be dumped and rubbed my head, and I also want to throw myself into my wife's arms and hug her and bury her breast. Wake up upstairs, there is still a difference between a dream and a wishful thinking. Sister, whisper in a low voice, you can enter the street over the training base, your family is very rich. Most of the fans have never seen the real SI fucking. Since SI fucking's announcements are very few, and he doesn't do much business on Weibo, many fans come to Linkhung on weekends to see her. However, youth is extremely closed, and it is not allowed to enter within a few dozen meters. But next to it is the villa area, which is the place where the wealthy people in Linkhung live, so the show team will naturally not stop it. The little fan thought about it and sent a Weibo worriedly. If I don't get into Eterno University, I can only go back and inherit the family property. When I saw the words Eterno University and family property, I knew the gap between people. So sister, have you entered the preliminary list for the international entrance exam, envious? The little fans replied happily again. Ching Ching told me to let me study hard from now on, I will study at the speed of a tornado. After the little fan sent this sentence, he happily took up his school bag and went home. In the super words, there is still envy and jealousy. Here. SI fucking didn't ride the bicycle, and then pushed the car forward. The days in April are much longer, and the sun has just set at this time. She simply parked the car on the side and sat on the grass to blow air. The sun completely went down, the light of the setting sun disappeared, and the night was completely deep. The lights on both sides of the road came on one after another. In the silence, there was the sound of a wheelchair. SI fucking's ear was very good, she turned her head. There was a handsome face that was too young and handsome, and the light scattered between his eyebrows, making him more elegant. SI fucking remembered that she was going to treat Uzion tonight. I didn't expect him to come here in person. The man raised his hand and landed on her head, his voice lowered, are you okay? The temperature of the palm is as cold as ever. It's okay. SI fucking didn't care much, I'm used to it, you don't need to worry about it, I'll handle my affairs myself. She was used to walking alone after several people around her left. Then get up. Uzion stretched out her hand and used strength to lift her from the ground. What's the matter of standing outside, get in the car. Saifu Fox narrowed his eyes and looked at him, boss, have we met before? Uzion's expression did not move, and her voice did not distinguish between joy and anger. What? But that person has good legs. SI fucking looked down, boss, You still have to sit in a wheelchair. Yeah, Uzian's eyes were light. I'm a cripple. It's nonsense, Sci said with a serious expression. What's wrong with the disability? Not to mention that I can completely heal your leg, even if you can't walk. That's better than thousands of people. Her rainbow fart is really the operation of the atmosphere. Definitely get a pay rise. You are very good at complimenting people. Uzian supported her head and nodded slightly. Yu Tang likes you very much. Sci stood up. I like her very much too. She didn't report to Xia University until the end of August. Uzian hummed. She wants to be by your side during this time. I'm fine, Sci lazily said, but Tang Tang was admitted so early. She must study very well. Yeah, Uzian said lightly. She took the Xia University entrance exam because of her mother's last wish, so she studied hard during her first and second year of high school and won many competition awards. Sci was keenly aware of it, but she didn't ask any further questions. No one wants their scars to be uncovered. The two got into the car. Although Feng San was not there, Sci still couldn't touch the steering wheel this time, and she was placed in the co-pilot's position. Uzian turned the steering wheel. Sci leaned on the chair, and the wind blew from the window, which made her mind sober a lot. She turned her head. Did you make me a pet just now? Do bodyguards still do this? Then she is really multitasking. Uzian raised her head. Before he could speak, Xiao Bai suddenly jumped out of Sci-'s backpack. It flicked the little skirt on its body and made a few noises. The words "just feed it brick and make fun of it" are written all over his face. Sci lifted Xiao Bai up and stuffed it in again. Dog Pixiu. Shame on her. No, Uzian looked straight ahead. I won't comfort people. You can't comfort people? Sci was curious. What if your subordinates were injured? What did you say? Uzian's voice was light. If you have the medicine, take care of it yourself. Are you alright? Go ahead and do it. Sci. As expected of you, boss. The next day. 8 in the morning. Zhejianjiao's official Weibo released a set of makeup photos of Jagaga. The MUSI army rushed over. My blood tank is empty. This makeup photo is amazing, as well as the general photo. One person's blood book asks SISI to play a costume drama. As soon as I open Weibo, there are 9 fresh wives, which have been saved. I directly set it as a screensaver with one click, and I can see it every morning. So cool. Sci didn't move very much for 10,000 years, and he basically ended up fighting against the gang in person. This time, he forwarded 11 Jianjiao's Weibo. At Sifyukingv, reluctantly open for business. Fans quickly took the front row. Wait for an advertising conference. I'm going to the scene. Can this woman do some daily life? Alas, the fans who gloat over Xiaoyu's misfortune before had no materials, and now it's me who is unlucky. Fans are celebrating and there are pictures. The pictures were also sent to the Chen family. Mrs. Chen has been married to the Chen family for so many years, and her Philistine aura has not changed at all. On the contrary, because of the money, no one dared to provoke her, and she became more and more arrogant. It's just that the business of the Chen family has been repeatedly frustrated recently. The owner of the Chen family, like his grandson, apologized to Partia everywhere. Mrs. Chen didn't dare to say a word, and her inner resentment was getting bigger and bigger. It's pretty good looking. Mrs. Chen held the photo. It's a pity, it's just such a face. The housekeeper also said, the meaning of the Zhou family is to let the lady handle it casually. Count them acquainted. Mrs. Chen took out her mobile phone and made a phone call. Mr. Liu, who is this person? An 18th tier star, a little handsome, and the most important thing is that there is no backstage at all. Yes, tonight, in Mudanjian Court, it is guaranteed to be delivered. The last 2 days remember to take a screenshot of the management if you participate in the event. Ask for a monthly pass at the end of the month. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 97. I don't know what was said there. Ms. Chen said again, don't you believe me? I'm the kind of person who doesn't understand it. If you really have a relationship with a wealthy family, if you die, you've been adopted by the Zhou family before. But Mr. Zhou didn't go a while ago. Who still has the mood to take care of an outsider? Miss Xianyu also said it, and I can do whatever I want. Don't worry about the other end of the phone. The two exchanged the exact time and place. At the end of the call, Ms. Chen was satisfied, her eyes gloomy. How dare you fight with me? She has repeatedly confirmed with the Zhou family that the Zhou family will not care about Sci-fi's affairs. Without the Zhou family, in the entire Linghong, can the Chen family still cover the sky with one hand? The housekeeper smiled and flattered with a wink. If you mess with madam, if she is unlucky, it can be regarded as a wake-up call to let her know who she can't afford to offend. That's not right. Just use her and President Liu to exchange the list. Ms. Chen hummed, it just so happens that it can also solve the most urgent need. She doesn't know anything about business, so she can only be a housewife at home. She saw that the head of the Chen family was very busy recently, and she was very anxious. Even if the Chen family can't squeeze into the 49 cities, they can't even hollow out the foundation, right? Ms. Chen often showed off to her former friends that she married a good husband. She was vain and did not want to be compared. The housekeeper thought for a while, and then said, Madam, your sister, she. My parents doted on her, but in the end, she didn't get married as well as me. Ms. Chen didn't care. I went to Sichuan alone to work hard, and I suffered from heart problems. It's really pitiful, and I don't think I will live long. The butler wisely did not ask any further questions. Okay, Ms. Chen got up and pretended to be elegant. I'll go get a nail with Ms. Liu and wait for the good news from President Liu. Left here. Ms. Zhou was taken to the hospital last night, and she was still in a coma. Zhou Tianfeng could only push all affairs to stay in the hospital bed, and he gave Zhou Xianyu full authority over the company's affairs. Zhou Xianyu was working from home when he received an emergency call from his deputy manager. Second miss, it's not good, something happened, the deputy manager said in a hurried voice, it's a hot search in the company. What's hot? Zhou Xianyu frowned, Weibo. She has never cared much about things on the internet, and the Zhou group is not involved in the entertainment industry, so how could it suddenly become a hot search? It's complicated. I've already sent it to you. The deputy manager took a breath before continuing, let's see what we should do. Zhou Xianyu clicked on the new message box and saw the screenshot the deputy manager gave her. The first is the revelation of several marketing accounts. Breaking news today, Zhou family and Sci-fi confronted each other face to face. Zhou family pleaded hard, and Sci-fi turned his face ruthlessly. A few pictures are attached below, one of which is exactly the picture of Ms. Zhou who wants to go to La Saifu to hold her hand. Now, as long as you carry the name of Sci-fi, the popularity will be there. The Mooses also know that there are many black fans, and they will stare at Weibo in their spare time. There are a lot of comments under this revelation. Are you there? Keep your mouth shut when you're not there. What kind of person SISI is, we may not know very well across the internet, but you have no right to say that to her without knowing it. I am going to say that SI is a white-eyed wolf. Okay, blogger, I was at the scene, and I watched the whole process of the incident. At first, I thought it was SI who turned his face and didn't recognize anyone, but do you know why? People in Zhou's house are not as good as you think, and they lead a dire life. I almost died several times, not to mention, and I was crowded out by the juniors of the Zhou family. How dare someone say she is cold-blooded? I think it's the Zhou family. I don't know how Mr. Zhou feels about SI so I won't talk about it for the time being, but the new generation of the Zhou family is so cruel, I don't think the Zhou family will last for a long time. I saw it too, I have evidence. More and more people have started to speak up, and some people have uploaded the video taken last night on the internet. The video clearly captures the part where Sci-fi reveals his wound. Now this video has 10,000 retweets, and its influence is not too big. Abruptly put #ZhuojiaSifuqing hashtag on the hot search list, and it is about to be squeezed into the hot search list. Zhou Xianyu saw that a breath was stuck in his throat, and he almost didn't recover. Do you want me to teach you about this trivial matter? She suppressed her anger. Remove hot searches, by Navy troops, suppress comments, is the public relations department dead? Zhou's group is a listed company, and every move is being watched. This kind of negative news will only roil the company's stock for no benefit. The deputy manager was speechless. Second miss, the parties involved are all from the wealthy area. They don't care about the money. It can't be suppressed. If you can't hold it, you have to press it. Zhou Xianyu took a deep breath. The flow of information on the internet is so fast that they will forget it in a few days. Stabilize the company's stock first. The deputy manager responded repeatedly and went into action. Zhou Xianyu frowned, and clicked on the Zhou Group's stock. The more he looked, the more he couldn't hold back his anger. Sci-fi was indeed a white-eyed wolf. She only remembered that others treated her badly, but she was not grateful at all for the 13 years that the Zhou family had raised her. Zhou Xianyu's eyes became gloomy when he thought that Sci-fi had just fanned her to the ground yesterday. She passed a few words to the managers of several other departments, and then sat down again. On the side, Zhou Qinjia patted her chest, anxious and uneasy. Second sister, I am so flustered, I always feel that something bad is going to happen. She hadn't slept well last night and had been having nightmares. When I woke up, my heart palpitated. She even went to the hospital early in the morning for a check, and found nothing wrong. Can something bad happen? Zhou Xianyu said coldly. Grandma is old, and she is superstitious all day long. Don't learn it. After dinner, I have to go to the company. Zhou Qinjia had to come to the dining table. She just took an empty bowl and was about to ask the servant to serve her a bowl of soup. Hearing a crisp pop, the bowl in her hand suddenly cracked. Zhou Qinjia screamed in fright and stood up abruptly. What are you doing? Zhou Xianyu was impatient. Can't you even hold a bowl? Zhou Qinjia only felt wronged, but more fearful. I really can't blame me. How can I be strong enough to break the bowl apart? Second sister, you said I won't get into any dirty things, right? It's nonsense, Zhou Xianyu said coldly. Sit down, butler, and change a bowl. The housekeeper hurriedly got a new bowl. Zhou Qinjia took it carefully. This time the bowl didn't crack. She was relieved. During the meal, Zhou Xianyu received a few more business calls, and the meal didn't end until 1 o'clock. Zhou Qinjia was half envious and half jealous. Second sister, you are so amazing, I don't understand at all. Everyone said that Zhou Tianfeng had given birth to a good daughter, and Zhou Xianyu's business talent was extremely high, which was comparable to the children cultivated by the big giants in the 4-9 cities. You'll do it with more practice. Zhou Xianyu packed her things. I'm going to the company. Take care of yourself and don't go to the hospital. Zhou Qinjia nodded in a panic, trying to calm herself down. Today is Saturday, and the 4th issue of Youth is officially online. The broadcast ratio is slightly lower than that of the previous performance, but it is also a top performer in many variety shows. I knew that the first one belonged to Brother Xie, and I was exhausted from voting. Family, I suspect that the number of votes is inaccurate. The backstage will not press votes, right? How can I calculate that Brother Xie's ticket should be a lot more than Lu Yan? Why is it so close? My God, no. Laughing to death, if this is true, doesn't it prove that Lu Yan is even more useless? Brother Xie is still the first after being voted down. Brother Xie will always be in awe. Yu Tang watched the latest issue with satisfaction. Ching ching, how about we go out to eat hot pot? It's a late night snack. Si fucking responded, yes, but I want to eat spicy hot pot. I want me too. Yu Tang was delighted. Ninth uncle is not here today, we can just go crazy. But you still have to be careful, after all, girls need to pay attention when they are outside. Si fucking thought for a while. Wait a minute, I'll give you something. She turned her head into the room, came out after half a minute, and handed out a very delicate small sachet. This, you put it away. No problem. Yu Tang naturally wouldn't refuse what her idol gave her. She put the small sachet in her wallet. What's in it? Si fucking tilted his head. The peace charm I drew can protect you at critical moments. It is not accurate to say that it is a peace talisman, but it is actually a talisman paper that contains the power of yin and yang of the Onmyoji. It can help her sense something and let her rush over in time. Yu Tang carried it with her, and if there was any danger, she could sense it through the power of yin and yang. Unlike Ji Xingzi, she is indeed a pure combat type, and the only talisman drawn is this kind of safety talisman, which is not a combat type, and the others are just like blasting a building. What can you do with a fight that can be solved? It doesn't matter if she is said to be an alien among Onmyoji. Wow! Ching ching, you can still draw talismans. Yu Tang was surprised. Am I the first to have it? Yes, I fucking touched his chin. I haven't painted for a long time, and I'm a little bit raw. No, according to normal people's thinking, shouldn't they say not to be superstitious? What science can't explain, that's metaphysics. Yu Tang was very proud. Ching ching is so powerful, what's wrong with drawing talismans? Besides, I'm the pretty girl of light, and there's always something unusual about me. Si fucking. Really? The ability and degree of acceptance of the second dimension is faster than she thought. Let's go. Yu Tang took her arm. Humph, when Uncle Ninth comes back, I'm going to show him off and make him jealous of me. Si fucking. It seems that she needs to draw one more talisman. At 9 o'clock in the evening, the nightlife in Linkhung has just begun, and the city center is full of people. The two went to a private hot pot restaurant and drew a number. It's still so long. Yu Tang sighed. Why are there so many people eating late night snacks? I still want to drink milk tea, but I don't want to move anymore. Milk tea. Si fucking checked the nearest milk tea shop on the map on his mobile phone and found that it was 100 meters away. The hot pot restaurant has only called on the 122nd, they are on the 198th, and they will have to wait at least another hour. That's it, Tang Tang, I'll buy you milk tea. Si fucking said, you just sit here, don't go, I'll be back soon. Yu Tang nodded. Ching ching is fine, there are a lot of people in front of the store, I will work harder, don't worry, I want an extra large cup with coconut nuts. After Si fucking explained to the waiter at the door of the store again, he left. Yu Tang took out her mobile phone, took a picture of the small sachet that Si fucking gave her, and couldn't wait to send it to Yu Zion. Uncle Nine, look, pour to me, you did not. She didn't expect to get a response, anyway, as long as Yu Zion saw it, it was enough. Yu Tang put away the phone and concentrated on waiting for the milk tea. Suddenly, there was a pain in her shoulder blade, someone imprisoned her shoulder and covered her mouth. Someone at the door of the store saw the scene and exclaimed a little. What are you looking at? The black-clothed bodyguard headed with a ferocious face, looking for death. The passerby was startled, and quickly looked away, not daring to take another look. You. Although Yu Tang had practiced taekwondo, how could she be the opponent of the bodyguard sent by Mrs. Chen? She was covered again, unable to call for help, and was quickly taken away. So close, just in front of the store, several waiters also saw it. But when they saw that the bodyguards were tall and big and dressed in black, they turned a blind eye as if they didn't see it. Anyway, this matter has nothing to do with them, there is no need to look for unhappiness. 10 minutes later, Sci came back with 2 cups of hot milk tea. There was no one there. But the chair was still hot. It was obvious that Yu Tang had only left not long ago. Sci raised his head and landed on the waiter whose eyes were dodging, his eyes turning cold little by little. Where's the person? Tomorrow will be New Year's Eve, time flies so fast. Last year, Emperor Ying accompanied you, and this year, Goddess Si is here. The monthly pass is cleared at the end of the month, see you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 98. The waiter shivered abruptly, some dared not speak, and his eyes dodged even more. I'm just asking a question, what are you afraid of? Si smiled, his voice even colder. I'll ask again, what about people? I was taken away by a few people. Another waiter's voice was weak, there are so many of them, we don't dare to stop them. Si clenched his fingers. This is the first time Yu Tang has come to the city. She has been in Sijukan for the past 18 years, and has hardly left the Yu family. With her escaping temperament, she won't mess with anyone. Si didn't have to think about it to know that he was probably implicated by her. The other party may have arrested the wrong person, or they may want to arrest Yu Tang to blackmail her. Si exhaled slowly, and didn't have time to think about it, he just asked, which direction are you going? The waiter raised his hand tremblingly and pointed in one direction, that, over there. Si turned his head, his eyes narrowed slightly, he picked up the milk tea and walked forward expressionlessly. Little girl, you can't go. Someone couldn't stand it any longer, and stood up. I saw those people just now, they were fierce, and they were all dressed in sinews, dressed in black, and smelled of blood. We are ordinary people. People can't be bothered. You should call the police. Or call the adults in the family out, wouldn't you be a sheep in the tiger's mouth when you go? Si wore a mask and couldn't see his face, but he was also very young, definitely no more than 20 years old. A girl of this age is really worrying. Very good. Si couldn't control the violence in his bones, and smiled, thank you for letting me know. After waking up this time, she was very restrained. She doesn't have a bad temper at all, so she used to fight every day and beat herself to the death. Until no one hit her. Si closed his eyes, feeling the fluctuations on the talisman paper, his eyebrows relaxed a little. Fortunately, the talisman paper has not been broken, which proves that Yu Tang is not in serious trouble. If something happened to Yu Tang, she couldn't forgive herself at all. Seeing that there was no way the man could stop Si, he could only stand there and shake his head. The security in Linkhung is very good, but this kind of thing still happens more or less. If it's just an ordinary gangster, it's fine, if it's sent by some family. I just can't even think about it. Wait, someone said, do you think that little girl just now looks familiar? How familiar? Can you still see it with a mask on? When you say that, I also feel familiar, isn't it? Yes. Is it Si? That female star, the one from the Zhou family. It seems to be a little bit, but it shouldn't be, she's very popular now, shouldn't there be an assistant nanny around? The person who asked the question first posted it on the internet without saying a word, let netizens see, we can't just sit still. At this time, Mudanjiang Court. Mudanjiang Court is the largest club in Linkhung and is a membership system. It is not possible to enter without a membership card. The building is built around the river, and there is a peony garden in the middle, so it is called Mudanjiang Court. Each black gold member has a fixed villa with a garden swimming pool, soundproofing and privacy are very good. Mr. Lu loosened his trouser belt and came in through the door. As soon as he entered, he saw a group of people walking in. Suits and leather shoes are obviously successful people in society. President Liu glanced at it and asked one more question, who is that person over there? The manager got up in a hurry, went to the front desk to ask about it, and came back soon. He lowered his head and suppressed his voice. Mr. Liu, people from Sijukan seem to have several big bosses, and I heard that there is also the Yu family. Yu's family? President Liu's eyes lit up. Then you go to inquire, what are they talking about, and can we also participate in the participation? The Yu family is the #1 wealthy family in the 49 cities. Not only Linkhung, but also families in other cities want to have a relationship with the Yu family. The Yu family has always had the final say on the affairs of the 49 cities. Mr. Liu knew very well that if he could get familiar with the Yu family, it would be equivalent to getting an admission ticket to the 49 cities. Okay, Mr. Liu, the manager consulted at the front desk again and left quickly. Let's go. President Liu patted his belly. Go to my place first. His fixed villa is at the innermost, which is also convenient for him to do business. Mr. Liu, Ms. Chen has brought someone to you on the side, the special assistant said respectfully. It has been placed in your room. The Chen family is also useful for this kind of thing. President Liu put his hands behind his back. Okay, I'll go up and have a look first. The special assistant nodded, pressed the headset, signaled the surrounding bodyguards to take precautions, and turned on the alarm system. President Liu went up to the second floor and pushed open the bedroom door. Yu Tang's hands were tied behind the back, and a piece of cloth was stuffed into his mouth. Hearing the sound, she trembled and looked up suddenly. Seeing this, Yu Tang almost vomited. She was blindfolded and tied all the way, and she didn't know what was going on. But now that she saw a middle-aged man with a potbelly appearing here, no matter how stupid she was, she could understand what was going on. Yu Tang gritted her teeth and tried to calm herself down. Not bad, really good-looking. President Liu walked in and took out the troop from her mouth. You, the one adopted by the Zhou family. In just 1 second, Yu Tang reacted. Yes, I am. What's the matter? She was very vigilant. These people actually wanted to tie Ching Ching. Not so good. Yoha, your temper is quite arrogant. Mr. Liu clicked his tongue. No wonder you are hated by others. Do you know who sent you to me? Yu Tang's palm was sweating, and her voice was calm. I have offended many people, how can I know who you are talking about? Too many. Mr. Liu was surprised. You won't offend anyone other than the Chen family, right? Yu Tang silently remembered the surname Chen. It's amazing, then you have to be thankful that you were sent to me. President Liu walked around her a few steps, shaking his head again and again. I'm at least very gentle with women, if the other people. Tisk tisk, you don't even have skin or bones left now, you've already been taken to feed their pets. Cold sweat broke out on Yu Tang's forehead, but she asked calmly, aren't you afraid that both you and the Chen family will collapse? Ha 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 ha, President Liu laughed outright. Who do you think you are? Okay, even if the Zhou family hasn't broken with you, the Zhou family is not qualified to say such a thing. This is Linkhung. The Chen family has a rich heritage. Who can let him fall? Do you think you have the Yu family in Sijukan as the backstage? He just likes little girls who don't have any backstage, and don't need to worry about any responsibility at all. Yu Tang. President Liu frowned. What kind of eyes do you have? Yu Tang was silent for a while. How do you know that I have the Yu family in Sijukan as the backstage? Hearing this sentence, Mr. Liu didn't want to say anything more. I know you little stars always want to hook up with the sons of the Yu family, but does the Yu family like you? Don't waste your energy, it's better to serve me well. I will give you a few more resources, daydreaming all day long. Yu Tang's mouth was blocked by the cloth ball again. She was furious. Okay, you wait first. President Liu adjusted his tie. I still have something to do, you'd better be obedient and don't try to run away. Yu Tang's appearance and body fit his taste very well. But now that he has met people from the Yu family here, he is not so anxious about the matter of love between men and women. President Lu was very quick. Yu Tang took a deep breath, her fingers trembled slightly, and she meditated silently in her heart. Ching ching, there must be nothing wrong. The other side. Mrs. Chen booked an aristocratic spa and massaged with Mrs. Lu. The technician is applying essential oils to them. Mrs. Chen, the store you recommended is quite good. Mrs. Lu said, I'll also apply for a card here later. Look at what you said, what kind of card do you have? Mrs. Chen smiled, I can send it to you directly. Their service quality is really high. Mrs. Lu half closed her eyes and nodded perfunctorily. Mrs. Lu and Mr. Lu were originally a commercial marriage, and they have always played their own way. Mrs. Chen also promised to give her some fresh meat from the entertainment industry, and Mrs. Lu naturally turned one eye and closed the other, as if she didn't see it. She likes to deal with interesting people like Mrs. Chen. The maid came in quietly and whispered in Mrs. Chen's ear, Madam, according to your instructions, we have already sent someone to Mr. Lu. Yes, it's very fast. Mrs. Chen said, is there any photos for me to see? I have to see what she is in. She has also contacted the media and will go to Mudanjiang court tomorrow morning. Sci-fi is a star, and this kind of thing is enough to ruin her reputation and make her unable to survive in the entertainment industry. The maid connected with the bodyguard at Mudanjiang court and handed over the phone. Madam Chen opened her eyes and sat up instantly. Who are you tying up? I asked you to tie up Sci-fi. I didn't want you to tie a random person over there. Are you kidding me? Mrs. Lu was also alarmed, what's going on? It's okay, my subordinates don't have eyes for their work. Mrs. Chen apologized repeatedly, Mrs. Lu, I'll go out. Madame Lu waved her hand. As Mrs. Chen walked away, she said angrily, who are you tied to? It's not that she couldn't see that Yu Tang's clothes were very valuable. What if a young lady from a certain family is tied up? No, on the other end of the phone, cold sweat broke out on the bodyguard's forehead. We've been following her, how could we have tied the wrong person? Madam, you said 18 years old, I think it's probably the right age. Do you remember being 18? Madam Chen laughed angrily, go find Sci-fi for me. She must have run away. Yes, the bodyguard responded repeatedly, and hurriedly told Mr. Lu about the matter. Mr. Lu, the special assistant hurriedly ran into the first floor of the villa, wrong. The Chen family sent the wrong person, this is not Sci-fi. No, Mr. Lu frowned, who was the person who sent it to my room? I don't know yet. The special assistant wasn't sure. But it should be a student? It may also be the daughter of another family. I think it's better to send her back. Send it back, President Lu sneered and paced, whoever sent it to me wants to send it back. Even if it belongs to a family, I'll just say it, what else can they do? Even the Chen family wanted to be courteous to him by 3 points. Is there any other family in Linkhung who dared to fight him? You can help me watch someone, President Lu ordered, I'll go play first. If there is news from the Yu family, let me know as soon as possible. The special assistant responded and went out. Outside, the bodyguards in black also began to dispatch. The leading bodyguard held a messenger and said in a fast tone, how do you guys target people? Why, Madam said, find her quickly. Don't look for it. A faint voice fell, I'm right here. The bodyguards in black were stunned. They turned around and saw a slender figure walking this way. Behind this figure, the staff of Mudanjiang court chased after him. Miss, you can't go in. This is a private place. But they couldn't catch up at all, and could only watch the people in front of them enter the villa. The staff immediately started making calls. Who are you? The black-clothed bodyguard headed by immediately stopped in front. "What do you want to do?" The other bodyguards in black were also very vigilant. "Don't you want to invite me?" I fucking walked in step by step. She slowly pulled down her mask. "Why did you see me and hide?" When the mask was taken off like this, the girl's face was fully revealed. Under the light, her brows were so cold that it was bone-chillingly cold. Her face became more and more beautiful. Is this really what a person can look like? The bodyguards in black were stunned for a while, unable to recover. Yu Tang's appearance is also very amazing. But in the face of this breathtaking beauty, it was more or less faint. Mr. Liu, I fucking took the initiative to send him to the door. The special assistant reluctantly recovered. He pressed the headset. "We'll send people up in a while." After he finished speaking, he motioned for the bodyguard to start. There was a bodyguard next to him immediately, and the girl was about to be imprisoned. But he has only just taken a step, and he has not yet formed a movement. Crack! His head was suddenly caught by a hand. The strength of the owner of the hand is very strong, and with just one hand, he can't even move. The bodyguard in black was horrified, and before he could react, another strong force came from his scalp, and he was forced to raise his head. In the next second, he met a pair of icy fox eyes. But this kind of close-up appearance crit made him extremely terrified. I promised my sister, don't do it." I fucking closed his eyes. His voice was soft, and he smiled. "But you guys, why are you forcing me?" Huh. Bang. The bodyguard in black didn't even have time to say anything, and his head was directly pressed to the ground. He let out a shrill scream, his ears buzzed, and blood oozing from his nose and mouth. With another click, his shoulders were stepped on, and he couldn't move at all. The other bodyguards were stunned. The black-clothed bodyguard headed by him was the first to react and said sharply, "Stop her." An 18th line star in the entertainment industry, where did such fighting power come from? They have all gone through a systematic bodyguard training system. How could even a little girl be unable to hold back? But it turned out that they completely misestimated SI-fucking's combat effectiveness. In less than a minute, the bodyguards in black all fell to the ground, and their life and death were unknown. Thump. The special assistant's leg softened and fell to the ground, his face terrified. SI fucking didn't even look at him, and walked straight forward. Upstairs. Yu Tang looked pale at President Liu, who had left and returned. She is still a girl after all, and she has been pampered in the Yu family since she was a child, so she is still afraid of this kind of thing. She touched the small sachet that Sifu poured out to her, and miraculously calmed down in her heart. She believes in Ching Ching, she will be fine. What is this? Mr. Liu found out. He locked Yu Tang's shoulder with one hand, and snatched the sachet with the other. President Liu opened the sachet and found a piece of yellow paper inside. Ordinary, with a 9 written on the paper in red cinnabar. Still superstitious, President Liu was very disdainful. Why, can this talisman save your life? He sneered and was about to shred the talisman paper. However, in such an instant, with a swoosh, the talisman paper suddenly burned, and the flames added to Mr. Liu's arm, burning off a sleeve in an instant. There was a severe tingling sensation. Mr. Liu screamed, and immediately threw away the burning talisman. Yu Tang suddenly opened her eyes. What kind of power is this? Difficult, is it possible that there is metaphysics? At the same moment, SI fucking accurately captured the location of the talisman paper. She raised her head abruptly, only the sullen look left in her eyes. Miss, you can't go in front of the villa. The staff of Mutanjian court also gathered around. If you break in again, we will call the police. SI fucking looked calm. Get out of the way. Happy New Year's Eve, babes. It's my turn to cook the family's New Year's Eve dinner today. Ching Ching is a kitchen killer. Ching Ching is not 23,333. Ask for monthly tickets on the last day. Wow, let's make a list for Ching Ching. Today is the last day of the event. For those who want to participate, don't forget the time. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Chien. Chapter 99. Her voice was also flat, without any emotional ups and downs. Especially a pair of fox eyes are clear and bright, it seems that there is no lethality. The important guests are inside, how dare the staff of Mutant Giancourt to let go? Miss, since you insist on doing this, you are offended. The staff's face was cold, you stopped her, and you must not let her disturb President Liu. The security guards were a little hesitant with an electric baton in hand, but they stepped forward. One of the security guards pinpointed the attack point and smashed the girl's shoulder blade directly with the electric rod. With such a smash, you are not afraid that she will not obey? However, his expectations were very good, but the electric baton in his hand was only able to swing out a little, and the sound of bang was directly blocked. Still just one hand. Sci-fi held the electric rod firmly, and she turned her head without any expression on her face. The electric rod can't reach half an inch. The security guard was so shocked that he was speechless, and the whole person was dumbfounded. This girl, doesn't she feel pain? What a monster! He subconsciously turned the current gear to the maximum and gritted his teeth. What are you waiting for? Hurry up! Only then did the other security guards react, but not only did they not step forward, but instead threw away the electric baton in their hands one after another, and ran away without daring to stop for a second. The security guard who was confronting Sci-fi was furious. What are you running for, dash? He let out a cry of pain. Crack. Sci-fi turned his wrist, and the security guard's wrist hurt and was forced to loosen it. When he came back to his senses, the electric rod was no longer in his hand. I really like this thing, don't you? Sci-fi held the electric baton, bent down slightly, and smiled. I think it's very useful too. Why don't you try it yourself? Thorn dash. The same current was passed into the security guard's body through the electric rod. He didn't even have time to scream, and he fell to the ground with a glance. Sci-fi shook his hand and felt the stiffness and numbness in his arm, but he didn't take a breath and walked straight into the villa. The staff in charge of calling people also collapsed on the ground. This time, they didn't dare to stop them, and they looked horrified. Who is this person? At this time, in the upstairs bedroom, Mr. Liu barely extinguished the flame on his arm, and he was in a state of confusion. His right arm was visibly burned, and the air smelled of burns. Yu Tang's mouth widened. This is too powerful. Although she has read a lot of anime novels, she has always believed in light and superpowers. But she was still able to distinguish between reality and dreams, so she only regarded that sachet as an ordinary peace talisman. Unexpectedly, such a piece of talisman paper has such great power. Yu Tang even forgot to be afraid, her eyes brightened. Ching Ching is really a little angel, always protecting her. Little bitch, that's fine. Mr. Liu was completely angry now. He stepped forward suddenly and grabbed Yu Tang's hair. Even if your father came today, he wouldn't be able to save you. I don't care which family you belong to. Miss. Why, do you think your family will fight me for you? He had already said that he was not afraid of Link Hung at all. Hurry up and slaughter my father. I expected him to die for a long time. Yu Tang was in pain, but replied very seriously, I said, I belong to the Yu family. Why don't you believe it? Joke, if you were from the Yu family, I would be Yu Kishin. Mr. Liu looked grim. I won't play with you today, I'll write my name upside down. Yu Tang's expression turned pale. She is still a girl after all, and she will be afraid of this kind of thing. And at this moment, boom! The door was kicked open, and it was kicked straight away. In mid-air, there was another click sound, and the security door was instantly torn apart. The crackling fell to the ground, and some fragments flew past Mr. Liu's face, and several red marks were printed in an instant, causing pain and pain. Yu Tang ducked in time, and his face was still slightly pale. Mr. Liu, who had already made all preparations, was startled and his body softened a lot. Coupled with more wounds on his face, President Liu became angry and said sharply, "Who is it?" Sci-fi stood at the door. The light and shadow in the room dimmed, reflecting half of her face like Shura. There was only a cold air around. Mr. Liu couldn't help shivering. Yu Tang blurted out, "Ching ching." But the surprise only lasted for a second, and she panicked, "Ching ching, they came for you, they tied me by mistake, why did you come alone? Where's ninth uncle?" I know Sci-fi breathed a sigh of relief and stepped forward, "I haven't had time to tell him, are you alright?" "It's alright, it's just that a few strands of hair were torn off." Yu Tang was an optimist, and he felt sad when he mentioned his hair. "Woo, I'm going to become a beautiful bald girl, and I haven't even gone to college yet." When she was approached by the professor of Xia University, she found a lot of bald people, and she was a little worried about her future. Sci-fi loosened Yu Tang's ties, and his tone became more relaxed. "What's the matter? The hair can grow longer, I'll help you to see when I look back." She helped Yu Tang to stand up and looked at her from beginning to end, and then she was completely relieved. "Hey, Ching Ching, I'm fine," Yu Tang stammered, "but that sachet you gave me, it's it?" Sci-fi turned his head, glanced at the fine ash on the ground, and patted Yu Tang's shoulder again. "It's okay, it has completed its mission and is dying, I will give you another one at that time." "Oh," Yu Tang looked adoring, "Ching Ching, your talisman, it really broke the dimension. It will catch fire. Super Saiyan is not as good as you." Sci-fi. How should she tell Yu Tang that onmyoji is a very serious profession? This is just the most common method. "Go back first." Sci-fi touched her head and handed over the milk tea held in his left hand. "Drink your milk tea while it's hot." Yu Tang was holding the oversized cup of milk tea, feeling the warmth in her hands, and people were immediately stunned. Her liberal arts are indeed not good, but some illusions are still clear. Is this the legendary beheading Huaxian with warm wine? "You are Sci-fi," Mr. Liu was half astonished and half furious. "Do you know who I am? How did you get in? Are the people below eating dry? Someone broke in without even notifying him." "It's me." Sci-fi leaned down and smiled, "Aren't you looking for me? I'm here now, are you happy?" Mr. Liu's calf began to tremble. You, I warn you, there are people above me. You can use self-defense techniques, and see if you can compete with power." He regretted not hiring some bodyguards from the Daxia Security Bureau. The people under him are really useless. "Really?" Sci-fi raised his foot, stepped directly on it, and slowly crushed it. "Who is the person above you, the Duke of the Principality of Miston, or the richest man in Liberty Island, eh?" "What?" President Liu screamed out in agony, extremely terrifying. Yu Tang covered her ears in time. Being so tossed, President Liu was completely scared, and only fear remained in his eyes. What are you talking about? He has heard of the Principality of Miston. What is the Free State?" Sci-fi exerted force on his feet. "I'm asking you something. Ching Ching, it's not just him, but also the Chen family. They said that you offended the Chen family, and the Chen family will send you over." Yu Tang rubbed her wrist, angrily. "I want to tell Jushu. This beast, he must have bullied many girls." "Chen family?" Sci-fi smiled slowly. "It seems that they are more courageous than I thought." Snapped. Sci-fi threw the phone in front of President Liu with an indifferent expression. "Call." Mr. Liu was trampled on his hands and was in pain. You, what are you doing? Who are you calling? Si fucking lowered his head. Chen family, fight. Mr. Liu could only use his other hand to dial Mrs. Chen's phone with difficulty. The phone was picked up in a second. Hey, Mr. Liu, I'm so sorry, I sent you the wrong person here. Mrs. Chen apologized repeatedly. Don't worry, I promise to send Si fucking to you today. She is a slut with a strong temperament, you must not be soft-hearted, you have to be cruel to her, or she will not obey. Nonsense. It was so intense that he was about to die. Just as Mr. Liu was about to scold, Si fucking spoke again. Turn on the speakerphone. He nodded tremblingly. Mrs. Chen, stay safe. The voice on the other end of the phone stopped abruptly. I haven't given you enough lessons last time. Si fucking smiled softly. It seems that you want the Chen family to completely disappear from Linkhung, and I can fulfill you. President Liu was startled. Let the Chen family disappear? Crazy. The Zhou family couldn't say such words. Who did Si fucking think she was? Si fucking, don't be alarmist here. Mrs. Chen was stunned for a few seconds, and then scolded her face to face. Do you think that you can compare to the Chen family when you are on the list? You are just a plaything, why are you so arrogant? President Liu was about to cry. Can you just say a few words less? Have to kill him? Mrs. Chen was taken aback and didn't know why. Liu, President Liu. Si fucking cut off the call. Then she lifted her foot and stepped directly on President Liu's back. Mr. Liu's eyes darkened and he passed out completely. Let's go first. Si fucking pulled Yu Tang over. I'm hungry, let's go eat something. Yu Tang was taken out. She took a big mouthful of milk tea and calmed her nerves. Outside, on the riverside promenade. While pushing the wheelchair, Feng San observed the surroundings, doing her best. Mr. Yu is far-sighted, how can we compare? A middle-aged man said respectfully. Today Mr. Yu can come, our small place is already full of brilliance. No matter how unloved Yu Zion was in the Yu family, it was also the Yu family, the existence they needed to rely on. Yu Zion didn't speak. He held his head and his eyes were light, as if nothing could penetrate his eyes. The middle-aged man was displeased, but he couldn't say anything, so he had to follow behind the man. He really didn't know what a cripple was putting on here. Feng San didn't have the slightest interest in business affairs, and he continued to look around. Suddenly, he was stunned for a moment, anxious. Ninth brother, isn't that Miss Si and Miss Yu Tang? Why are they here? They came out from there. Yu Zion paused, and finally made a move. He turned his head and looked over. Although it was late at night and it was very dark, with his eyesight, he could clearly see the blood on Si fucking's body. His eyes sank suddenly. Feng San didn't need to ask any more instructions, and immediately accelerated the speed of pushing the wheelchair. The middle-aged man was stunned. Mr. Yu, you are. Feng San didn't have time to take care of these people, he rushed forward at the fastest speed, and the wind was blowing under his feet. I'm so pissed off. Yu Tang, who was holding Si fucking's arm, didn't notice it at all. She held the phone. I'll call Uncle Ninth now. Yu Tang just pressed a number, and a familiar voice sounded, I'm here. She jumped up in shock, she turned around suddenly, and stammered, Ninth uncle, are you choosing soon? Why did it suddenly appear? Yu Zion glanced at her, her eyes fixed for a moment. Oh, I'm not injured. Si fucking found where his side was, glanced at his own hand, and didn't care at all, other people's blood. Yu Zion hummed lightly, paper. Feng San was still in shock, but he also subconsciously handed over the tissue he was carrying with him. Si fucking was about to take it, but it was empty. The wrist bone was held, and a cold breath came from his body through the clothes. Yu Zion raised her hand, took a tissue, and wiped the blood from her phalanx bit by bit. The movements are light and elegant. Not as comforting as he said the other day. It's not like he said to let his subordinates take the medicine to bandage, and start working immediately. Sci was stunned for a moment. After Uzion finished wiping, she threw the blood-stained tissue into the trash can. His voice was as steady as ever, his emotions and anger were invisible, and the two words were very slow. Who is it? Tang Tang is actually a natural science tyrant 0v0. In the last few hours, the monthly pass was all over the place, and I wanted to enter a few more. At 9 o'clock in the evening, I will send a few red envelopes in the V group. I wish everyone a happy New Year's Eve. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 100. He rarely shows his emotions, to be precise, he never does. Sci had never seen such a person who could perfectly control his emotions. The shape of joy is not revealed in color. As simple as it sounds, it's even harder to do. She had never seen him angry, nor had she seen him happy. Such a high level of emotional control, even her master can't do it. Sci blinked, boss. On the side, Feng San had already heard cold sweat, and the hairs all over his body stood on end. He couldn't help thinking of an incident from a long time ago. At that time, when Uzion first arrived at the Mo family carefully selected personal guards for him, and he was the first group to follow Uzion. After going to the Western continent, a bodyguard was kidnapped and abused to the point of being seriously injured. That day, the entire force was wiped out. It was done by Uzion alone. He is so frighteningly short on his opponents. Feng San also didn't understand what was the cause and effect. It's a pig's head surnamed Lu. It looks fat. Yu Tang was furious. He told me that the Chen family was going to dumping on his bed and let him play casually, but he tied the wrong person. The air instantly cooled down. Some kind of coercion came out of nowhere. Sci leaned to the side and silently covered Yu Tang. Yu Tang didn't feel oppressed at all. Only Feng San once again found that he had difficulty breathing. Uzion said lightly, Mutanjian court, Chen's family, seal it up. Feng San's expression froze. Yes. I'll do it now. Uzion waved again, come here. What again? Sci dumping bent down, I'm really fine. If something happens, you don't have a chance to stand here. Uzion held a mask and put it on her ears. Public figures, pay attention to the influence. Sci touched the mask on his face, thinking that although her boss is a man, he is unexpectedly careful in certain matters. When Yu Tang saw Uzion's action, she also remembered. She slapped her forehead. Ching ching, there is surveillance here, don't be photographed. With Sci current popularity, if this matter is on the hot search will explode in an instant. Hearing this, Uzion nodded slightly. Feng San. Yes. Feng San took out his mobile phone and wanted to contact the investigator on Zero's side. Then what? Sci hesitated. I have hired a computer expert on the second-hand trading website, and the surveillance video along the way has been cleaned up. Feng San was stunned. On the contrary, Uzion raised her eyebrows slightly. Did you exchange coke again? No. Sci coughed lightly, with a serious expression. This time it's fried chicken. Feng San. Come, look at his expression, look at his letter. When did the T18 investigator get into trouble with fried chicken and coke? It's almost the same as abducting Miss Si with these two. Feng San decided to check with Ling. Which investigator is so unprofessional? Okay. Uzion patted the subordinate head lightly, motioning her to get up, go back to rest. Yeah, Ching Ching, you must have a good rest. Yu Tang was very worried. Let's go to the hospital first. There is no trauma to the skin. What if there is any internal injury? I don't want it. Sci stroked his abdomen. I want to eat. I'm so hungry. Look, I'm flat. Yu Tang also touched it, with a happy face, woo woo woo, I touched your vest line. It's also worth it to lose a few strands of her hair. Yu Xian hadn't made any movement yet, Feng San had already stepped forward and ruthlessly pulled Yu Tang away. Then go eat something first. Yu Xian closed her eyes, let the Linjiang pavilion prepare some tonic soup. Feng San nodded, okay, brother Ju, where is the one named Lu? Send to the hospital. Yu Xian smiled slightly, don't die. The last 3 words made Feng San's scalp tingle. He hurried away to prepare. Sci-fi took the initiative to take up the job of pushing the wheelchair. Boss, don't worry, I'm fine. I still remember your advice. I didn't use my left hand today. Yu Xian tilted her head and glanced at her, calmly, do you still want me to praise you? Then what? Praise is unnecessary. Sci-fi is very upright, it's enough to increase the salary. Yu Xian didn't answer the sentence, he paused for 2 seconds, then slowly said, if this kind of thing happens again, tell me, you are not alone. Sci-fi froze for a moment, clenching his fists. Her sister told her to do less, because once she did, she might go into a runaway state. This state can seriously affect her physical and mental health. From a mental breakdown, to a severe meridian rupture and death. Even before she died, her sister had repeatedly warned her. So she has been very restrained and obedient. After too long, Sci-fi almost forgot that someone once said to her, don't be afraid, you are not alone. Her eyelashes drooped, and she said obediently, I must remember it next time. Yu Xian looked at her, is there a next time? Sci-fi can't fix it for her. It's hard to fathom what it's like to be a boss. Fortunately, she lives in modern times. If she was in ancient times, at the feet of the emperor, she would have been beheaded at some point when she said the wrong thing. Ninth uncle, you are the real person. Yu Tang muttered, straight man, humph, you definitely won't find a girlfriend. She was so moved just now that she was speechless the next second. The 3 leave. Behind, the middle-aged man finally chased after him. Seeing that Yu Xian was about to leave, he became anxious, Mr. Yu. Mr. Yu, we haven't finished talking yet. Just as he was about to go forward, he was blocked. Several gentlemen, please stay. Feng San was very polite, but his voice was cold, someone bullied the daughter of our Yu family, and the entire Mutanjiang court will be sealed up now. The middle-aged man was stunned for a moment, and then hurriedly said, what did you say? So the gentleman must not move. Feng San's eyes had killing intent, if we find out that you are also related to this matter, with Juye's temperament, you know what will happen. As soon as these words came out, how many people dared to move? They watched Feng San make a call, and groups of people came in one after another, surrounding the entire Mutanjiang court. The middle-aged man's sharp eyes saw Feng San personally go to the innermost small villa, dragging a comatose middle-aged man with a big belly down and dragging him to the ground. Someone said tentatively, well, that seems to be Brother Lu. The surname, Lu, is crazy. The middle-aged man was incredulous, he dares to touch the daughter of the Yu family. They are all in the same circle, have a lot of business contacts, and they all know what kind of person Lu is always. Mr. Lu played in a mess and liked the young Yu Hang, but after all, he also knew the importance of things. The young lady of the big and small family, they will not touch it. After all, if there is any complicated relationship involved, they can't afford it. Kyu's house? What does the Yu family exist? The 3 aristocratic families did not go out, and the Yu family was the absolute #1 wealthy family in the Great Xia Empire. Not to mention the daughter of the Yu family, even the servants of the Yu family would not be disrespectful. It is simply 205 to heaven, wishful thinking. I heard a few words just now, and it seems to be related to the Chen family. Another person hesitated, this matter. Let's watch this, no one is allowed to move, The middle-aged man was extremely decisive, and immediately said, "Quick, withdraw all business dealings with the Chen family, withdraw all." Several bosses also panicked and quickly ordered their subordinates to act. If the Chen family is going to die, they must not be involved. The middle-aged man recalled just now that he did see two very young girls beside Yu Xian. One of them was somewhat similar to Yu Xian, and must be the daughter of the Yu family. The other was wearing a mask and could only see his eyebrows. The middle-aged man frowned. Who is this girl? He felt more and more uneasy in his heart, and always felt that Yu Xian's rage today was not only because of the daughter of the Yu family, but also because of this girl wearing a mask. The next day, early in the morning. 49 cities. Mu Qingmeng got up early and was drinking tea. This tea is specially prepared by Sci-fi, and she drinks a cup every day. "Ma'am, there's something going on in Linkhong." The housekeeper walked in and lowered his voice. The Mutanjiang court was sealed up, and overnight, everyone cut off business dealings with the Chen family. "What's going on?" Mu Qingmeng frowned. "Who else did they provoke?" The housekeeper said, "The Yu family. I heard that the daughter of the Yu family was tied up by mistake, but in fact it was a star who wanted to tie it up, but the Yu family arrived early, and both of them were fine." As soon as these words came out, Mu Qingmeng instantly knew what was going on. She looked cold. "Where's the captain of the guard?" The captain of the guard hurried up. "Ma'am." Crack, Mu Qingmeng slapped the cup heavily on the table. "I didn't tell you to keep an eye on the Chen family. What are you doing? Everyone was kidnapped by them. If nothing happened, can you explain it to me?" "Husband, madam, we didn't expect that." The chief guard's voice was difficult, who knew that the Chen family would, even tie people directly. Of course, he didn't dare to say the actual reason. He really didn't take the lady surnamed Si in Linkhong to heart. Afterwards, Mu Qingmeng went to Linkhong very rarely, so he might have forgotten about this lady. Why did they bother to protect? Wrong is wrong, there is no excuse. Mu Qingmeng was cold. "Now, immediately send someone to the Chen family's side, block it with the Yu family, and no one is allowed to go out." Although she and Mrs. Chen are compatriots, they do not live together. She followed her mother and Madame Chen followed her father. Their parents divorced peacefully. Mu's mother was removed from the house, all the money was in Mu's father's hands, and Mrs. Chen was able to marry into a wealthy family. Only in the past few years have they reunited. At first, Mu Qingmeng was still thinking of sisterhood, but then her heart gradually became cold. This time the Chen family made a move towards Sifu, and she had long since lost any affection. After several contacts, Mrs. Chen's temperament Mu Qingmeng knew very well. Gigi is sure to retaliate, has a very small mind, and likes to use some filthy methods. The guard's heart froze, and cold sweat broke out. "Yes, ma'am." Mu Qingmeng pressed his temples and stroked his chest. The butler's expression changed. "Madam, I'll ask a doctor to come and see you." "No need." Mu Qingmeng took a few breaths slowly and waved his hand. "I'll just have a few sips of tea." The butler was still a little worried. But after seeing that Mu Qingmeng took a few sips of tea, her complexion became quite normal, and she immediately felt relieved. He thought about it and took some tea leaves from the tea jar in the kitchen. After wrapping the tea, hand it to a guard, go to the appraisal department and check what's inside. Mu Qingmeng's illness had to be taken seriously. The guard put it away and left. Yes. The housekeeper went to the kitchen again to warm up milk for Mu Qingmeng. On the other side, Linkhong, in the hospital. Lu always woke up in pain. After a few minutes of rest, his face turned hideous. "Damn little bitch," Mr. Lu cursed angrily, "if it wasn't for no one around me, I would have killed you long ago, and I would have made you so arrogant." At this moment, he naturally didn't have any thoughts of love between men and women, and just wanted to kill Si fucking. "Quick, You go. President Liu endured the pain and shouted angrily at the figure standing outside the door, quickly take my account, go to the official website of the Daxia Guard Bureau and hire me a group of gold medal bodyguards, and then bring me back that little bitch from yesterday. I want her to kneel on the ground and beg for mercy. The Daxia escort is so majestic. I fucking walked in unhurriedly. Would you like me to contact the boss of the escort directly for you? President Liu's eyes suddenly widened. Why are you here? Where are my people? Where are people? Your people. I fucking leaned down slowly. I said, whoever you want to find, I will help you find it. Her fingers stuck out like lightning, locked Mr. Liu's legs, and exerted force directly on her hands. Crack. Mr. Liu's right leg was immediately taken off. He screamed, cold sweat on his forehead, but he refused to accept the softness. You dare to do this in the hospital, you are courting death. Just after he finished speaking, I fucking made 2 clicks, and I fucking also took off his 2 arms. She clapped her hands. Boss, I have the power, I'm not dead. Mr. Liu raised his head and saw the young man in the wheelchair. He was horrified. Who are you? He thought that he was in the hospital as soon as he woke up, and he must have been sent in by his own people. But what's going on now? Yu Xian has never been seen in public, and everyone has only heard of his name but never saw him. President Liu had never even been to the 4 cities, let alone entered Yu's house. Naturally, he didn't know Yu Xian. Ninth uncle, it's him. Yu Tang seized the opportunity to complain. He pulled my hair and wanted to give you a bald niece. Feng San's mouth twitched. He knew it was a serious occasion, but he couldn't control it. By the way, ninth uncle, he actually said he was the uncle. Yu Tang was indignant. He wants to step on your head. Hearing this, Yu Xian raised her eyes. Oh. I fucking folded his arms. There are some people who are talking nonsense with their eyes open. Look at your shoehorns. Do you have the genes of my boss? Mr. Liu even forgot his fear, and the whole person was sluggish. You in the end. He suddenly shivered and reacted, no, of course I'm not Yu Kishan, I just know him. I know him. Sir, you don't look at the face of the monk and Buddha, you have to look at the face of the Yu family. Yu Kishan is the son of the family member Yu, and he is also the family member of Yu family who attends the most business occasions with Mr. Yu on weekdays. After reading a lot of financial news, Mr. Liu only knows such a name. He believed that when he moved out of the name Yu Kishan, everyone had to let it go, even if it was from the Yu family. I fucking raised his eyebrows. This Mr. Liu, is not a good brain? Or did she hit him with a concussion? Yu Tang was mad. Did he not hear what I said at all? She called Yu Kishan uncle, so who is she? Still unclear. I fucking nodded. You understand, some people say more than 15 words, their brain will automatically block, commonly known as cerebral palsy, mental retardation. Yu Tang suddenly realized, then he should go to the ground earlier. Feng San. Miss Si is seriously lying again. I'm serious. I'm serious. President Liu raised his hands, his muscles were shaking. I really know Mr. Yu Kishan. Yu Xian's expression remained still, her slender fingers were lightly clasped into rings, and she tapped slowly, call him. Feng San sneered coldly, and threw the phone in front of President Liu. Didn't you say you know Yu Kishan? Come on, I'll call you, talk to him now. What call? Mr. Liu struggled, it's so early, where is Mr. Yu Kishan? Free? Don't you Before he could finish speaking, Feng San pressed his head down, and his back was almost broken. His face was also attached to the phone screen, and he could see it clearly. The screen is the phone dialing page. Yuki Mountain. Calling. The first day of 2022. It's also a new month, and we're going to be scumbags. Remember to vote for Ching Ching for the guaranteed monthly pass. Can you make it into the top 10? My friends took leave today for the Chinese New Year, but they left me coding? Damn, I'm going to kill them. I wish you all the wishes in the new year, and be happy every day. 3 equals.